Start recording.
Technologic was a bust. It only has 17 views.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Whatever. What are you going to do?
Stiff has 52. And then when you get to podcast triple X, triple threat, XXX,
990 something.
1,000.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like 1,000 on the dot?
It says 1,000 views
That's amazing.
6 months ago.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. And then let's make the post in Southeast Michigan. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Facebook.
Book of the face. Book of the face. Respect your game.
Oh, wait. There.
What does that mean?
Oh, to sync the things.
Oh,
I didn't think
to
do it.
Are we starting? Are we live?
I mean, we are live. Might as well get it done now rather than later.
Live.
And we're back. But not yet. So just
What about the date?
Just
What
fucking
about the
wait.
date?
Oh, that's true.
The date. It's 11.
Southeast Michigan.
Yeah. Yolandi. So do you think that we should slide into D'Antwoord's DMs
Yeah.
and invite them to be on our podcast?
Dude, I mean, why not? What's the worst thing to say? Fuck yeah?
Be like, one time we got 1,000 views because we put triple X in the name.
Yeah. And you guys are all about that stuff, so why not?
Yeah.
I'll email them later.
Yeah. We'll both wear gold spandex pants.
Dude,
when they
I've
come.
been looking at their website to try to get a hoodie of theirs that is like the sweet one where it's like basically just a ninja hoodie, but also a ninja hoodie.
Yeah.
But it's got like the face mask under here. It's got like a really big hood. They're all super baggy, obviously. Like, and they're like $75 or some shit. And I was like,
Merch.
yeah, big time. But they're sold out all the time.
Yeah.
I'd love to get one.
I just want one. Hello, my name is God.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Okay. Well, that I can make us. So cheers.
Watch the cord. I own you.
That's fucked up, dude. You had to resort to tactics like that to beat me. I must be getting better.
I randomly watched an old podcast of ours,
Okay.
and I saw where you won because I was in the middle of talking, and you just started slamming it, and then you finished, and you're like, I won!
That's right, I did it.
So then today I was like, yeah, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to throw them off and just slam it. Well, we are back. We are live.
Episode 44-ish.
Yes.
We found out. You found out.
Well, one we did.
I just learned of.
One we did in private, secretly, that we don't even remember doing.
Yeah.
It's more of we made a number.
Yeah, we didn't. Like, we even made a post, and we still forgot to, like, be there or something. All right. That's off. Perfect.
Word.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah. So we got tornadoed today.
Yeah. I was out on the golf course, ball golf course.
Yeah.
Which is even sketchier. I was golfing. It's even sketchier with lightning with ball golf because you're literally just holding a metal rod.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they shut it down. We were on the 9th hole. Me and Classic Steve. Shout out Classic Steve. We were on the 9th.
Can we get Classic Steve on here?
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
that'd be fucking great.
He'd be like the greatest guest.
Yeah.
He lives a life of just extreme extravagance.
Yeah.
So we're on the 9th hole. They sound the horn, which means bring it in to the clubhouse. So there's lightning. There's obviously thunder going on. Whatever. It's not raining yet, though. So we finish up that hole, and then we get into the clubhouse. Everyone's in there, like, hanging out. And he's like, I've never seen so many people in the clubhouse hiding from the weather when it's not even raining. And I was like, yeah, but there's obviously lightning and a storm's probably coming. He's like, we're probably fine.
Yeah.
So then he did that. Let's just drive the golf cart like we're taking our stuff to our cars, and then cut across the lawn and get over to the 10th tee, and then we'll just tee off and go.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, all right, whatever, let's go. So we go like we're going to the parking lot. We cut over. We get to the 10th tee. My drive was nothing great. His drive was really good.
Nice.
My second shot was long, but not in the right direction.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck. And then it's like starting to kick in. You know, like it's getting real windy. It's starting to drizzle a little bit. And I'm like trying to hurry up, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't remember what number I took, but it was a high number on that hole. And then you drive like a little ways, and then you go down underneath. We were at Boulder Point. So you go down underneath, and then you drive through this tunnel that goes down and then back up on the other side of the road. But it's like a pretty long tunnel.
Yeah.
And it's tight. It's like tight to the. It's only one golf cart wide, so there's only
God.
one-way traffic. So when you go in, it lights up on the other side red.
Yeah.
That's that way you know, because like if you get two in there, then one has to drive out backwards.
Gotcha.
So we get to the other side, and it starts raining, and I was like, well, we should pull back into the tunnel because like I don't want all my shit to get all wet.
Yeah.
So we get in the tunnel. Right as we get in the tunnel, it just opens up, and it was raining like when we were at Leagues at Northridge. It was like super fucking windy, big raindrops raining. And I was like, well, I think you kind of got this one wrong. Like, this is why everybody was in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it just took a minute.
let's wait in the tunnel for a little bit. So we're sitting in the tunnel, and then the wind like blows through the tunnel. So it was like really windy just sitting in the tunnel. We're smoking cigarettes, acting tough.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just watched like branches just like literally everywhere, just flying off of trees.
Yep.
Yep.
I believe it because I saw so many branches on the way over here. So many. Even like a really big one on a car like I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Just like it's a different shaped car now for sure. And they're just all over the place. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't just like me. Because I was telling you, I went on a bike ride. I went the other night just like, I need to do something. Like I wasn't doing too much out the day or like I felt like I didn't do whatever. And I was like, I'm going to smoke a little and then like go ride my bike and just see what happens. And it was like really therapeutic. And it's something that I've enjoyed like experimenting with. Like I've never been like a weed smoker. It's like relatively like it's more normal for me now.
Yeah.
But like seeing like what works, what doesn't work, and like what I'm kind of like searching for. And I'd have one that is called Pineapple Express that is like really nice, like working, doing stuff, and I don't feel like lethargic or dumb or whatever. And then doing that, like when Rogan's like, I like getting high and working out, it was like that's what I had. Like I was just like kind of in my own little bubble riding my bike, and then I was like back an hour and a half, 2 hours later. I was like, well, that's sweet. And then I wanted to go yesterday, but I was pretty like exhausted from the day before. I had some other stuff, whatever. So today I was like, I'm for sure going. Go to the chiropractor, go home, get whatever situated. Amanda is going to her appointment, whatever. And then I was like, I got all my stuff. My earbuds weren't working like properly. Like only one would sync up at a time. So it was like driving me nuts.
Yes.
Got it working. And then I was like, all right, now I'm good to go. Like I need at least like this to work. Like I got like something. And I had like a pre kind of like route that I wanted. And then again, like I was saying earlier, that I just started making turns. Like there's at one point I tried doing a time lapse, but the video shut off like 10 minutes into it. And I was like, 2 hours worth of biking. It's like, that kind of sucks. So next time I'll like make real extra sure, because it'd be like, here's what 12 mile looks like in like a minute or something. I thought it'd be like really cool looking.
Yeah.
But anyways, like towards the end of it, like the sky started like being real black, like right at my house. Like I'm right down the road. I just passed your work and everything. And then like the wind just like really, it was a headwind the whole time. And then when I got to your work in that area is when it started being like really bad. And then almost to, what is it? Not canal, 18-mile road, whatever. I was like crossing the street, and then all of a sudden there's just like a tidal wave of air that just like hit me. I literally almost just like toppled right over on my bike.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what the shit just happened? Like, was it just me? Am I just a bitch? Like, what just goes on? So I grab my bike and I'm walking, and then kind of like the same thing happens, and I literally just like, I guess I'm just not walking this way, so I go back and then just kind of find like a spot to kind of hide in, and then downpour and wind, and I started getting slapped with like leaves and sand and dirt and grass and stuff. I'm like, do I like, is this where it ends? Is on the side of the street on Shaner? What's going on? And then like it started letting up a bit. walked down, made it home. I'm like just really irritated, like what the hell kind of thing. And then it was actually ultimately really nice because I was getting to the point of like really exhausted. Like I had no water on me. I went roughly 13 miles like all around, and I was like feeling good. And then the headwind riding, I was like, this is going to be a while.
Yeah.
Like this will be a while. And like, I really didn't want to stop, and I ended up stopping. Like I should just really do it. Like I don't have water, just catch your breath, whatever. And then I stopped when the storm was happening, and then like the rain just like cooled me off, and I was like, I made it home. And then I like sat down. I couldn't get comfortable. Like I was too like achy, sore, whatever. Like everything's like awake. Like, oh, like we're just doing it because we haven't worked out in like a minute, and I want to like do something. I used to ride my bike everywhere in Texas, and like here is scary. It's still scary because people just don't care.
Yep.
Whatever.
They're not
like
used to it.
I've developed a lot of skills like riding bikes, like what to look out for. Like for sure, like if I'm going to an intersection, I'm looking if I can down. Like, is there any cars coming? Can I see a car like flying out of nowhere? And if not, I'm usually good to just like cruise right on by. And then there's some real sketchy ones when I was in Utica that is like, you can't do it. It's just like, it's all or nothing. And like, if I could creep around the corner and someone could just smoke me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
One of Scott Smith's best friends died last week.
Really?
He got hit
God.
on a bike by a car.
Jesus.
And then he was in the hospital for like a week, and then he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
very
nutty.
Very dangerous. People don't look. They're not looking for bikes. They're not used to bikes.
Yeah.
That's when I used to ride a bike all the time, like I said on here before, like I would just ride at night. Because then I have lights. I have lights shining at you. It's much easier to like see me.
I want to get the I think it's cheesy to have like the headlight, taillight, but I get it. Like if it was that or nothing, I would for sure use that. But what I want to get are the like the spoke lights, like the little beads and stuff or whatever. I think one is super cool too. It's like really hard to miss that too, because it's like gonna pull your eye away from it, and it's not like a bike's blinding headlight to like blind you or something stupid.
The thing I found with the headlight though, like the tail light is good because it like lets people see you. It doesn't really affect me. The headlight's good because I can then see better where I'm going. And two, like it really draws people's attention. You know what I mean? Like I never did the blinking headlight. I just did the constant headlight, and it was good. Without the headlight, it gets a little dicey. Because sidewalks aren't the best, and then there's a lot of roads around here that like all of a sudden there's no sidewalk. Like you're riding, and you're like, oh, cool, I'm going. And then you're like, oh, shit, sidewalk ends. And then you look across the street, and there's no sidewalk on the other side of the street, too. And you're just like, all right, sweet. I guess this is what we're doing.
Whatever. And it's, you have a mountain bike. I have a road bike, so I have much thinner tires. So, like, getting a pinch flat or something is much easier. Like, I don't know how many of those I've had, like, throughout riding. And it's like, I really I'm good at, like, checking my tire pressure now all the time. Like, 80 to 100 in each tire, I'm good. Just watch out for like the crazy stuff, whatever. And then I'm glad like the tires I've had have lasted me for a while. They're like Rhino something, I forget the brand, really reputable at the time. I haven't had a hole in them since then, so knock on careful.
I keep watching you hit the table. I'm like, one of these times. I had a flat on my truck this week, so I've had like I had a plug put in my tire some point during COVID. I remember going up there and I was like shocked they were open, but they put a plug in my tire, and then I've had a slow leak for like months. Like I'll just take the compressor out, fill it up, and it lasted like a week, then 5 days, then 3 days, then like every other day. And then this week I was driving around on Saturday, and it was just like flat. So I was like, all right, well, I took it to Bell Tire Monday morning. I think like first thing Monday morning, I took it to Bell Tire. And I drove to Pine Hills on Sunday with it, and I was like, hopefully we're fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then, when I got home, then like Monday morning, I got up and it was flat. But I got up really early, took it to Bell Tire, was like, there's a leak in the front left tire, and whatever. And they're like, okay, we'll do it. So I had to drop it off, and then I just walked home. It's like a mile and a half home or something. I just walked home and then called them a couple hours later. So like, it's going to be a couple hours. And they fixed the plug that they didn't put in. But he's like, oh, the plug was leaking. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, we just repaired it. He's like, it's free.
Nice.
I don't want to be like, you guys didn't put that plug in. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you sure? He said, yeah. I said, okay, I asked you 3 times. I'm out of here. I was like, thanks a lot. So that was cool. But it'd have
been great. He's like, actually, it's $200. I just want, like, he was testing you. Like, just to
they're
see,
like, it's usually like $20. Like if they plug your tire. But they did it for free. So I thought that was pretty sweet. Yeah. And then, Yeah. So now I don't have the flat anymore. I haven't gotten a flat on my bike in a long time. I got a flat on my bike when I was a kid, and I totally got my ass whooped for it. Like 100%. I went for a bike ride with my buddy Tom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his last name. Tom Oldham.
Nice.
And I told my dad I was going for a bike ride. Very unattentive parent, just like always sleeping or whatever he was doing. And so I was like, I'm going to go for a bike ride with Tom. So I lived at like basically 11 Mile in Greenfield, just north of 11 Mile, just east of Greenfield in Berkeley. And I was like, we're going to go for a bike ride. And then I wanted to go to Telway, which are like the greasy hamburgers. Like,
oh, yeah.
And it's at 11 Mile and...
Is that the white building?
Yeah.
The little thing? Yeah.
They're all like that.
Oh, okay.
Braze, Telway, they're all like that white building with
Yeah.
shitty, greasy hamburgers, whatever. You can
Yeah.
see through the wax paper when you get them.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's go there. So we rode our bikes to 11 and John R. I was in like 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So we like got on it and hustled. I had the sweet mountain bike and like whatever. We hustled all the way over there. Dude, like right after we left there, I got a flat tire.
Really?
So I had to walk it home. So I got home. I was like an hour late. I was an hour late from when I'm like supposed to be home. And my dad was like super pissed. He's like, why are you so late? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, I got a flat tire. And he was like, okay. He's like, blah, blah. I was like, well, I got the flat tire at like John R. And he's like, what were you doing over there? I was like, well, I told you I was going for a bike ride. He's like, bike ride doesn't mean like, you know. And then he got like super pissed off. And I was like, oh. So then after that, like my flight pattern was definitely cut down. And if I was going to go outside of that, then I needed to like get clearance or whatever. But I remember like right when it popped, I was like, I'm going to be in so much trouble.
That's funny.
So much trouble.
I remember living at my grandparents' and I couldn't ride my bike. Like going down the street and like back was like a big deal.
Yeah.
So like there was a couple times I got to like go around the block, but this was after like everywhere else I could do basically whatever I want. Like I was responsible enough, whatever. And then just going there and like, but literally everywhere else I can go, I can like at least go around the block. And like eventually she was like, okay, fine. Like around the block like once and then like you're back here. Like, okay. Like I went around the block, like a big around the block.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Who knows?
Flat tire.
Yeah. Something. Yeah, ours was really funny. Our like rules and regulations at my house was just like whatever was like the easiest on my dad. That's what the rules were.
Yeah.
You know, like it was just ridiculous. But so anyways, I golfed today with Classic Steve. And Classic Steve, since I've like introduced him to disc golf, we went and played years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a round of ball golf and then we did a round of disc golf.
Okay.
And he was like blown out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he has a lot of respect for disc golf. He's
That's
a huge golfer. He golfs all the fucking time.
Okay.
Like he invites me to golf all the time. I never go. Today I was I'm going. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
But he's seen a bunch of stuff on coverage, like clips that have come up on Facebook or
Did he
YouTube.
watch it when it was on ESPN last Monday or whatever?
No.
Okay.
But he just has so he was like, it was really random. But he's like, Tatar's killing it, huh?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. He's like, she's pretty hot. I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, she's like really good and really like she's really strong, like backhand, forehand, putting, like the whole way around. She's really good. I was like, she didn't do so hot at Worlds, I think, but like quarantine and everything, getting over here, like whatever. But after that, she literally just like dominated. I was like, it was awesome to see. And then he was telling me, he said, yeah, I saw that shot where that guy threw it in on like, I think it was like the 17th hole or whatever, but it's like called like the greatest shot of all time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, that was on the 18th hole of Worlds to force a playoff that then he won and was the world champion.
Did he lose his mind?
He's like, that shot was crazy. And I was like, yeah, it's a really hard shot. I was like, you know, like holding it on Anheuser the whole way in, and he had to throw it like, this has to go in. He didn't have a choice. So I was like, but they're at altitude, discs fly a little different. I'm like, it's a lot. And then they had been back and forth or right tied up or whatever for like so many holes. I was like, it was crazy. I was like, it was by far like the most clutch moment in disc golf.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, it was crazy. And then everybody went nuts. He's like, it looked like Caddyshack. I was like, this is what I thought. And then what else was he talking about? He was talking about Eagle.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, I saw one where that guy's like standing on the like guardrail.
Oh, yeah.
He goes and he threw that shot. He's like, is that the best shot in disc golf ever? He's like, other than like the shot, like whatever that
like a made shot
was for Worlds. He's like, but is that like the greatest shot that never like went in the basket?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know. It's probably pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
I was like, but just for a point of reference, like me, full run up, full pull, I couldn't get the disc there.
Yeah.
From that spot by their guardrail. Like if the guardrail was like where I had to run up to and I could run all the way back and run up and throw it, I'm like, I don't think I could get the disc there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he just like standstill forehand. I was like, that shot's ridiculous. He's like, yeah, it looked like it. He's like, he's just standing still.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, he gave her all she got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, that was Eagle. And he goes, is that what he got on it? And I was like, no, that's his first name. He's like, is that his real first name? I said, no, that's his real first name.
Yeah.
I was like, he's Eagle Wynn McMahon.
Yep.
He's like, wow. I was like, yeah. He as far as like total distance, forehand, backhand is like it. He's like, he's the guy that like has the best. I'm like,
he's got 1,000 feet backhand, forehand combined.
Yeah, probably well
more.
over.
More. Yeah.
I was like, but
it's just funny to think.
Yeah, he definitely has the best forehand in the game, in the history of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the future of the game. I was like, he just has crazy like shoulder mobility. It's like a big league pitcher. Like he's throwing, but his arms like over here, and it's just whew.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that shot was nuts. I was like, dude, I was watching it live. And he was like, how were you there? And I said, no, it was at Kensington Metro Park, but I was watching it live on TV. He goes, what channel is it on? I'm like, Disc Golf Network. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, I just wonder how you're watching it live. I was like, yeah, they have like, you pay a monthly subscription and you can watch this stuff live. I was like, I was watching it live and my brain melted. I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, what? I was like, it was crazy. I said there was another one where like the guy was standing over there and he like had a little bit of a run up and threw a backhand and did the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like from the guardrail all the way across, all the way through the trees, kicked over and was like parked.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, just dumb shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was really impressed with that. And then
is he gonna get the DGN subscription to watch it
no,
live?
probably not.
Okay.
But he was just talking. He said as a golfer watching disc golf, he said he really likes disc golf as a whole because the disc is in the air so long versus a ball. He goes, and the other thing is there's so much movement on the disc in the air.
Gotcha.
He said it's a lot more pleasing to watch. He goes, I would probably never watch a whole tournament or probably never even watch a whole round. He's like, but as I get clips and then I'll like something else will come up and then like on my YouTube now, like disc golf stuff comes up. He's like, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
He goes, it's really interesting and satisfying to watch because like it's in the air so long and you're like watching, like, is it going to make it? Is it going to do it? Like, how's it going? And I was like, yeah, and there's a lot more different shapes and options and stuff you have. It's a lot more artistry, I think, than ball golf because ball golf, like you got one curve. Mm-hmm. You can hit the ball and have it like pull off to the right, or you can hit the ball and have it like pull off to the left.
Yeah.
But you can never like hit the ball and have it like start off to the left and then like cut back to the right.
Right.
Like you just can't do it. And I was like, with a disc, like to get to the same spot, I could throw it, at least 8 different ways to get it there, in terms of like shapes and all this other stuff. I said, that's what I really like more about disc golf than ball golf is like, you just have it's so much more creative and you have so many more different options to get to where you're getting to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're playing through a lot tighter kind of scenarios that like you have to be able to like have it make this crazy S to get there and then land soft. You know what I mean? And whatever. And he's like, yeah, it's just fun to watch. Like it's in the air for so long and you're like, go.
Yeah. Dude, there was I forget who, I don't know if it was PDGA or like Disc Golf Monthly or something, but their intro was like, it's disc golf, it's in the air. Like that was their motto or something. And it was like, I always thought it was like kind of cheesy, but I always really liked it. Like it's in the air. Like it was all this, whatever. It was kind of something that I always thought kind of encompassed everything disc golf. What was like so pretty about it? Because watching disc fly can be like just really satisfying or whatever, especially on like, turnover shots that are like late turnover, this, that, whatever. Like climb on them have like the old school guys where they like didn't have sidearm guys. Like there was Scott Stokely and that was it or something. Right. Yeah. And they're just like, but the prettiest thing is like the hardest shot. Like that's the thing is like you're throwing a really hard shot versus if you throw sidearm the same way, it's a much higher percentage, but still both really pretty.
Yesterday for leagues, we played Kensington North.
Tee off is the left side of the toll booth.
When you're facing the toll booth, it's to the left.
Okay.
So the one's like straight ahead.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one to the left.
Yeah. I don't know which side. That's OG is what I call it. And
they're both similar lines, right? You're just throwing off the hill and whatever.
Yeah.
So we were playing that, and I don't know what hole it was, but towards the end of the course, you just have this like straight. There's not really a line. Like it's one of the holes that's like there's not really a line, whatever.
Okay.
So Will threw a flex forehand. And it got like over, just got through, and then
is it
back.
The hole where it goes straight and then like left and then kind of straight again?
You can see the basket straight ahead.
Okay.
But there's like a maze of trees.
Yeah. Is there letters on the trees?
I didn't notice.
Okay. There, if it's the hole I'm thinking of, it's 18 17, 16 is the one I'm thinking of.
It's probably 16.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's like be aware or something, or something to do with the trees.
Yeah.
Because they're like is and isn't a line.
Yeah.
The flex forehand is there, but like a backhand hyzer flip all the way and then over, like you have to go through the left side like crazy trees or something to try to get it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
So Will threw it
Mm-hmm.
and threw the flex forehand and like got down there. And I was literally standing on the tee pad like, I don't think I've ever played that course before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you before, like I just never play Kensington.
Yeah.
When I go to Kensington, I'll just play Toboggan. If
Right.
Toboggan's not there and I'm going to travel to Kensington, I'm just going to go farther and play Indy or
Okay.
Hudson Mills. So whatever we were playing, and I was like standing on the tee pad, and I was like, I'd already thrown 2 really slow late hyzer flips with the Avenger SS.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have no idea what to do here. And like just the straight line is daunting. There's no like straight line.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to throw the Avenger SS.
Yeah.
I'm just going to cook this motherfucker and I'm going to throw it right in the middle and see like what happens. And it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was so fucking disgustingly perfect. It came out of my hand on like almost vertical hyzer.
Okay.
Just like went through, came up, just missed the tree on this side to the inside. Stood up like this, came by, just missed this tree on this side,
Yeah.
went all the way through, and then faded over a little bit to the right, and then like hit the tree just to the left of the basket and bounced back like 20 feet.
That's hilarious.
I missed the putt. But whatever. Dude, it was so hard to putt. There were so many bugs. It was like fucking crazy.
Really?
I played twice this week and more mosquitoes than I could possibly imagine.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm like standing there getting ready to putt. It's like,
Yeah.
and then they're like all in your eyes and you're like,
Yeah.
so whatever. But I was playing with Brad, who evidently has played that course quite a bit, and he's like,
Yeah.
those are the 2 best drives I've ever seen on this hole.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And they were like when mine missed the second tree, they were like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, I just literally, it's the only line that there was, and all I had to do was like fully commit to it in order to get it to flip like slow enough to do it and then still like fade to the right, and it just nailed it. And I was like, sweet. That was awesome.
The reason I say, come on, $100 frisbee or come on, $500 frisbee or whatever is because of that hole.
Yeah.
And I was playing the Sunday doubles league or something, and I don't know who else was on my card, but I was playing with Mark Ellis, and I threw an orange CE Firebird there, and as soon as I threw it, he goes, come on, $100 frisbee. And I just started laughing. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I get it. Like I got it just because of that, but it's also like a Firebird that flies almost like a Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Like, or those A4s that time it's like flippy at high speed, and then once it slows down, it like just beefs it right into the ground.
Yeah.
But every time I do that is because Ellis did that to me on that hole.
Come on.
Come on, $100 frisbee. Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played it. It was good. It was just so fucking buggy. We kept having people like walk through.
Really?
Yeah, they were just walking off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we had people walking off, and then I just started making comments. I'm like, too many
Yeah.
bugs? They're like, yep.
Yeah.
And they just leave. Right, we were on one hole. I think within 3 holes, we had 3 groups walk through to leave.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were done. They were done.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I wonder how they would have felt about River's Edge.
I don't know. Will was miserable.
Mm.
So miserable from the bugs, and then I think he had worked out like the day before.
But those work him like pretty quickly, don't they?
The
Or-
bugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was like really bad.
Yeah, I'm not taking away how terrible it was.
Yeah. I played earlier in the week. Was it earlier this? I don't remember. But I went out and played with Joey Cup. And he messaged like, hey, I'm going to go play. I was like, all right, I'm down. I'll come. And he had looked on UDisc and someone wrote like, playability of the course. Bugs aren't bad. It's okay. So we get there. You play hole 1. You don't know.
This is where at?
River Bends.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you know River Bends. So we throw hole 1. It's okay. No big deal. Throw hole 2. It's okay. No big deal. We get over to hole 3, like T-pad, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking dude, I throw my shot at hole 3. I almost got it. I fucking ran it so hard, and then I just missed it, and I was long. And I'm standing there like trying to putt, and like, and I was like, dude, I think they lied to us about the bugs.
Yeah.
And then you go to 4, 5, 6, 7, come back to 8, and like at that point, I was like, oh my God.
The car's right there.
Oh my
Like-
God. So we're playing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking walk off. So we play 8. We throw up the hill on 9. We're standing there on 10. He's like, I'm gonna run to my car to grab whatever bug spray or whatever the fuck it is that he wanted to grab. I said, okay, cool. So I'm standing there. Fucking Kevin Ignatowski walks up the hill with some other guys, and they're just like, dude, the fucking bugs, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
to each other. And then
Yeah.
he came up, and I'm like, how are the bugs out there? And he's like, oh my God. He's like 10's gonna be okay, 11's bad, 12's bad. He's like 13 and 14 are okay. He's like, then you're gonna get to like 15, 16, you're fine. He's like, and then you're gonna get to the rest of the course. He's like, and when
Yeah.
you get over there, it's so bad.
Oh my god.
And I was like, okay. So I wore the
net.
Yep. Which I had never used before, and didn't mind it anywhere but putting. The like little areas where the net collects and you get the black lines was throwing me off on putting.
Gotcha.
So my putting was a little dicey. But besides that, it wasn't too bad with the net.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fucking nuts because I'd be standing there with the net and there'd literally be like 11 mosquitoes in my view. Like
Yeah.
either on the net or right in front
They're
of the
all
net.
like, how do we get in there?
They're like, hello,
what?
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'd fly in my ear or something.
Yeah.
When I was done, River Bends was probably worse than Kensington was as far as mosquitoes go, but also it's 27 holes.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time we were done, literally like my whole body just itched. Like I didn't break out in hives, but it was like right at that point of like, it's not even a specific spot or 20 specific spots. It's literally like my whole body just itches. Like I'm literally just covered in mosquito bites.
Yep.
We finished. It was miserable. We both got done and I was like, that was awful.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. I was like, but I just wasn't going to quit. You know what I mean? And then when we played Kensington, like it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as River Bends.
Did you guys play for anything when you played River Bends?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't even really like keeping track of score.
You're just out there to like.
So he did
Yeah,
U-disc and I wasn't like even paying attention. And then we got done and I'd forgotten that he was like keeping score and he's like, you beat me by 1. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't lose, but I really wasn't even like thinking about it. Like I was trying like different shots. I had actually taped my wrist before we played.
Okay.
To try to work on like what would it be if I could just like lock my wrist just to see how much that fucks with my drive and all this other stuff. And I was just like trying different stuff out.
Yeah.
I threw my drive on 15 into the river.
Nice.
I was trying to fuck around with something. Just
Okay.
threw it right in the river. And like there was a few things, and then when he was like, "You beat me by 1," I was like, "Oh, okay." I was also trying like different shit with putting, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we played Tuesday, we played leagues, and so like I wasn't doing any of that shit, and it was good. I hit some sweet putts. Putting was pretty good. Off the tee was pretty good. I'm still just trying to get like my leg to fire when I go to throw because it's still like I don't want to.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. It was fun. I like that course to a degree. There's 2 real shitty holes that I did not like.
Which?
At all. One, like the short pad might be okay. It's just an Anheuser shot.
Okay.
But then the long pad is like back down in a hole and to the side.
Oh, at Kensington, you're
At
saying?
Kensington.
Yeah. And it's like
And
an
there's that
Anheuser up and around.
Yeah, and there's that tree right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
None of us made the gap.
Really?
Yeah, like no one made it up and around. I teed off last. I had the pad, but I went to go spot for them because I wanted to see where the basket was because I haven't played there. So I was like, I'll go look at the basket. And then I was like, well, I'm up here, I'll spot. So they all threw and like ticked off whichever way they went.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was coming back and Rob's like, oh, you can make up strokes on the card now. I was like, yeah. And then I just fucking threw a turnover right into the tree in front. And then that kicked off to the left. I took a 4 on the hole. But I didn't like that hole. And then I think it's the hole right after that hole.
That is also like the turnover something too?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But the hole after that, I remember just being like, this is kind of a shitty shot too.
Okay.
But the rest of the course I thought was pretty good.
The one you guys all ticked off was longer-ish, like turnover. So, okay. And then the next one is like, do you cross the bridge?
Yes.
And okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's real.
Oh, the one that you cross the bridge is not a real long shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit the pin on that.
Really?
That one was fine. We all like Rob.
Okay.
Rob and Brad both ace run the shit out of the basket on forehands, and then Will threw a forehand shot, and it was like pretty close. And then I threw my flippy fierce like out to the left. It turned over, and then just like cruised over, and literally like just flattened out, and then hit the bottom of the pole.
Nice.
So they all had ace runs, but I had the CTP, which I was pumped about.
Yeah. The hole before that, there was an Andrew Kalick line. I remember he was like, it was a joke but serious at the same time, and it was so you have the tall stump that's like chest high for whatever reason. It used to be like an actual tree. Now it's just the stumpy tree.
The long Anheuser shot you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, I did not like that hole either.
Okay, I do like that hole, but there's like I think literally a tree or two that makes the gap like less luck boxy, and you can like get down there. The one before that where you're like down in that cove and you're throwing a turnover through like the Y tree is just gimmicky. Like I don't mind it, but I tend to like get the shot off every time, so it doesn't like bother me.
Yeah.
And then everyone else I play with like hits that tree and stuff, and it's like if I was doing that every time for sure, but it's a whatever hole. But the longer one I like. Anyways,
I hit the stump.
Did you?
I hit the stump and kicked left hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Andrew would throw a sidearm like basically so the left back corner to the front right corner, that was the direction he was just like going, and he threw his disc through all the trees on the right side, and there's literally like 2 gaps you have to hit, and if you hit both those gaps, you're like way down there. You're easily 2/3 of the way down there if like you make it like with enough power. You're putting like every time, but the first gap is like 4 feet wide, maybe, or something. So there was a time where I started doing. It all started because the first time I tried it, I nailed it. I like parked it. I was like, okay, so it's viable. Yeah, what's wrong with this or whatever? And then like all the other times, like I'll get through all this, all that, or all whatever, but it's not like it's a funsy line to like show off when you get it right or whatever, and then play off like, it's not really a line if you mess it up.
That whole hole is not really a line if you mess it up.
It can be. I like it.
I tried to throw the like Anheuser line, just like straight Anheuser with something like with the flippier pipeline that I have to go out and then just like hold over.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, there were people walking by on the hole next to it, and they started talking as I was running up, which normally doesn't work me.
Yeah.
But my brain was literally like, what did he say? Like as I was pulling through.
So you blacked out during the throw, basically.
Like straight into the thing, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
And then just kind of knick-knacked my way down the...
Yeah, I found throwing something that's more like neutral to stable on like a forced turn, because it's not so like hook over to the right. It like just kind of gradually goes. So like by the time it's panning out, it's just like kind of falling at the basket. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really have... I walked literally like 50 feet in front of the tee pad, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a line, and
the next time you decide to play your favorite hole.
Yeah. Instead, I was like, I'm just gonna hit this stump. And that's that.
No, instead you're gonna wonder what they said and then hit the stump.
Yeah. What did they? Oh, there's the stump.
I bet he's gonna hit the stump.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. He's gonna hit the stump. It was pretty good.
Hit the stump and then they high five.
But it was fun. It was a lot of bugs. Good course. You don't need a whole bunch of discs. You could go out there with like the
what?
That's what I was gonna say. So I'm watching Ledgestone.
Okay.
And there's a guy, Drew Gibson.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know him.
Things.
But anyways, Drew Gibson's out there, and I see his bag, and I was like, "Oh shit! Yeah, now we're talking."
Yes.
So he's playing the black course,
and
he's out there throwing nothing faster than a 7-speed, which is his approach. He did really well the first round, not as well the second round on that course.
Yeah.
And I look at his bag, and what does he have? He has that little black bag right next to you.
This one?
Nope.
This one.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, because he was like, I'm just throwing 7 discs.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I looked, I saw his bag, and I was like, no fucking way. So there it is on live coverage, and then on Jomez.
The Mini Deluxe.
Revolution Deluxe Mini Bag.
That's
And I was
hilarious.
like, holy shit, dude, that is so money. So I was excited.
I forgot that he did that. I looked and I was like, that's actually pretty smart. Like, you don't have to carry around a bunch of extra whatevers. He's throwing that buzz off of everything that he can, basically.
Yeah.
He's got another buzz that isn't as flippy that he throws in questionable areas or something. Like, if you're in a spot that you can't get a run up, but you need a disc to fly like a certain way, it's harder to get that power, so the disc is going to fly like more stable to overstable. And then the shot he needed was like an understable shot, but he threw a newer buzz that was clearly more stable than the
orange
flippy
one.
Yeah. And it's like, and then he messed it up. And I was like, I wonder what happened.
So weird. What I really like though is I really like that like he has the option to use anything, and he's using the Deluxe Mini.
Yeah.
Because I've said like I obviously like here I don't know how much you can see on camera, but I own like a mountain of bags.
Yeah.
And like always, that's one of my favorite bags.
Yeah.
Has been one of my favorite bags forever.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many's right there?
13, 14,
15, 16.
and 4, 19.
19 bags.
Yeah. And a cart.
Yeah, and a cart.
There's probably 20 bags. I think there's 20. But
okay.
anyways, so I was pumped because I was like, dude can use anything. And he's using the Deluxe Mini.
Yeah.
It's so fucking money. I love that bag.
I love it. I've used it twice now or something. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like super excited to see that. I was like, cool. And then his new signature disc.
I don't know.
Sparkle Jokery.
Really?
Drew Gibson Sparkle Jokery.
Yeah, I knew he did the shout out like in whatever, and he said the Jokery, and it's like, fuck yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hands down, one of the greatest discs ever made.
That's awesome.
I was like super pumped. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you could
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, if you could use anything, why wouldn't you use the Jokery?
Yeah.
It's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I liked that. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll be a Drew Gibson fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That throw-in he had on...
was nasty. Dude, that start was so gross.
So gross.
I wish it could have like continued like all the way.
Yeah. They still had a great round.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, dude, that was just insane. And then just seeing everyone else on the card. Like Eagle was like, I mean, he doesn't really know what to do with his face sometimes. But like, he was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked so watching Ledgestone. Obviously Emporia is like a kind of a bomber go for it type of course.
Yes.
Like if you're going to do well,
yes,
it's because you're going for it.
Yeah. And I like Eureka that if you're a farther thrower, you can pick and choose the points that you can like do that, but playing placement golf also is super beneficial too.
Yes.
Like you can have Girthy go out there and Sexton go out there, like very different distance, like potentials, and then still they can both shoot like the exact same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in order to like really go bananas out there, you got to fucking throw long to high consequence landing zone.
Yeah.
And I really like that because a lot of the season is like big shots on low risk kind of landing zones or tight shots that aren't like big shot. You know what I mean? Like it's a great combination of like airing it out, throwing a fucking bomb, but also like really needing it to land in like a specific spot or throwing something more consistent or whatever. And so I always like watching Eureka. It's the same thing with USDGC.
Yeah.
Like I like watching those rounds because it's like, yeah, you can bomb it out there to gain an advantage and you can bomb it out there to make your upshot shorter so you can land softer and all this, but like you got to fucking nail it. Like you can't only like get all that distance. It has to land like right here. Or I feel like a lot of the courses are just like, I'm just going to hammer it out there. And unless I totally fuck this up, like it's going to land in bounds and then I'll go from there. Specifically early in the season, like as it moves on. Preserve has a lot of holes where like you need to get a bunch of distance and there's not a whole bunch of like, you know, getting fucked if you don't land in like a really specific area.
You can just like Eagle can just 360 like
just hammer it.
Yeah. And then just send it somewhere and I'll make it work.
Yeah, Eureka, it's not. You know what I mean? And then you also need to it's not like hole one and then over the baseball diamond and even like the hole that's like kind of a 3-shot hole. Like you have
after the baseball diamond?
Yeah. You have to pick off the tee pad like the angle you're going to throw it at to determine like how close you're going to get to the pin. Yeah. It's not like the hole's really long and straight and off to the left a little and you just hammer it out here and the farther that you get the better and then it finishes towards the basket. It's like here's the baseball diamond. If you're going to or hole number 1, here's the water, here's the hill, here's the basket.
Yeah.
So you can throw it this way. And then however far you get is how far you get, but you still went this way.
Yeah.
Or like to get over to here, like you got to throw it over here and commit to like, this is the risk I'm willing to do.
Yeah.
So I think I watched, what is it, Gavin? I think it was Gavin that like.
On hole 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say like his drive on that is pretty fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Like distance wise, but then also to like, well, you're saying like the more right you are, the easier it is to cross it
and be safe.
Like, be safe. But like every 10 feet you go is like significantly harder, like for sure, to the point where you're like,
it's not worth it.
Yeah. At all. Like because the tee pad does just face the basket, so you could just do that if you wanted to, if you had the distance. But like, he threw like if you could take that shot every time, you would. Yeah. Like I don't even need to throw this hole. Yeah. I go right there every time.
I really take it. That's what I really like about that course, though, because it's literally like you choose. Same thing with throwing over the baseball diamond. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can throw it really far, but if you're not aggressive at the direction that you're throwing at, you're not going to end up right by the basket.
Yeah, the thing that's hard about that hole is if you're planning on going for it, you basically have to have just hyzer power all the way there. Because like, I threw that like. It's not. This isn't meant to be a humble brag, but I went OB long on that hole because I needed to like flex it. There was a good wind, whatever, and I was like, I'll just whatever install it. But like the consistent shot, like how much room you have, like like behind it and in front of it, and then you have like this giant guardian fence that you have to like be over, and then like diving real fast, like you have to hyzer it basically. Like you don't have to, but like that's going to be the highest percentage shot on that hole trying to go for it. Like it was silly. And when I went there last year, I remember like laughing because I was like, I went OB twice on that hole and one was short, and then I was like, for sure. And then the second time I played it, I went OB long, so not OB twice on that hole. Both times I played that hole, so short, like right short of the basket, and then the other one was just like I sent it, and it was like there was a dirt mound back there, like in this weird little spectator OB area, and it was like in the dirt. I was like, all right, cool, like got no revenge on this hole.
Well, who was it? Kevin last year that just fucking ripped it over that hole too. Same thing.
I don't remember.
I think he just went like ham bananas, but basically just went straight. And it was just like fucking gone. Like, okay, that's OB. Like, yeah, you cleared the fence and the parking lot. And So, but I that's what I really like about that course, and it's fun to watch. Like first round, you know, to win that tournament, you need to shoot well. You know, like they obviously didn't ever compete on the other course, but they all probably had played it. They all played it. Like, let's be serious. You're not showing up there like, what are we doing today?
Yeah.
So I think they all knew, like, all right, Eureka, I need to do really well, and then hope that I end up like a few down in the next 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And so watching those guys, like the decisions they're making, how they're going for it. What is it, hole 3 or hole 4?
On Eureka?
Yeah. The one that's like downhill where the tree was missing
down
this year.
And drifting left. Yeah. 4.
So when with that tree missing, then they could just like throw like a straighter shot, and it wasn't as touchy because they could just like fade into the woods a little bit. Like that's the same thing. Like that shot, like you pick how involved you want to get at getting at it, but then also like your second shot.
Yeah.
Like how much are you going to go for it from what kind of distance, because that hole can blow up on you.
Yeah, super easy. Yeah. Like getting down to the basket is tricky and not at the same time. Like you can throw whatever you want on any hole, obviously, but on that hole you can throw basically whatever and have it be a safe shot. It's just where does your disc plinko to with that crazy ground play that you'll get, and then when do you run it?
Yeah,
because there's all sorts of areas where if you're left side of the basket, you're basically just putting at OB. Like if you don't hit the basket or like the 2 trees that are like kind of the guardians of it, you're going OB. Like, and probably like rolling and then going OB or something. Like I saw that. I don't think it was last year. It was one of the years. Like someone went for a putt. I don't know if they caged it. They missed it, and then like rolled all the way down like next to the path, and then went onto the path. Yeah, and I was like, that's fucked.
You not only went OB, but you lost 50 feet in the process.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really enjoy the courses. I'm bummed I didn't get to play Northwoods Black. Yeah, because like as hard as it looks, it's sick looking, and it was just be a fun event to go to. Yeah, like Eureka's always sweet. Like I even put like a good score up there. Like I remember the first time I played it, they had stroke and distance, and just remember like
you telling me
getting my ass handed to me by that. Like I've never played it. I didn't know what to expect, and it was vastly different than what I imagined it was going to be. And it's like, okay, I see how stroke and distance is hard, and like mentally like that it can like chip away like no other.
Yeah, and then you can't throw that disc.
Yeah, exactly.
So like this is the disc I throw for this shot. Oh, I don't have that one. Now I'm gonna throw this other disc. Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, like
now I don't have that disc.
Yeah.
Now
like
what are we gonna
watching the 13. I told you about the guy taking the 13. Yeah. Was nonsense.
I remember you telling me that if we were playing a casual round of firefighters, and you're like, "Yeah, dude, they had stroke and distance." And I'm like, "What's stroke and distance?" You're like, if you don't land in bounds, you're throwing from where you were. Yeah. With a stroke penalty. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And it didn't sound that bad. And then they're like, yeah, then you throw your second disc and then your third disc, and now you're super fucking nervous. It's a shot you're not comfortable with, and you're throwing a disc you wouldn't normally throw, and you're like, I'm going to get it this time. Yeah. Oh, okay. I remember that being pretty funny. But and they finally fixed the T-pad with the water tower hole. Yeah. Yeah, in coverage. They were like, oh my God, like this is sweet. We finally got this like flat and like an actual T-pad and all that.
Yep. Yeah, that was sweet, because running like on an uphill, like a rounded T-pad made it weird.
Yeah, it's not great. No. Less than ideal.
Yeah.
But that was cool. And then when they went to the black course, I had no idea what was going on.
Okay.
when I watched it, and then they were like, yeah, blah, blah, it's this and that, and it's like, this is like the hardest course. Like they were just like, this is like the hardest course we've ever played, or that we're ever gonna play, or whatever it was. And
yeah,
I
I
like,
think it was 6 over was 1,000 rated.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then
6 over. Just saying.
Yeah.
6 over par was 1,000 rated.
yeah, I remember like I was watching it and I was just like, holy shit. And the crazy part for me is like, yeah, the scores were high, and it blows up on you real fast. Like you get off the tee pad, you get kicked to the side, and then when they were commentating, like post production, they were just like, "Yeah, that's a bogey." You instantly are in bogey. Like you hit a tree, kick to the right, you're at bogey.
Yeah,
that's where we're at. So like I understand that, like kicking up your number and all that, but then even if you never actually got a kick to where you were fucked, still how difficult it is to like land here, to land there, to land here, to get the birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shots that you're putting together to get there, even if you never get fucked, but to actually like do it and get the birdie. Like it's literally like you're throwing through these woods to land in this like 8-foot circle, 6-foot circle, 4-foot circle. You know what I mean? And like for me, throwing to a basket is like one challenge, but trying to throw somewhere and just land it in like a spot where you don't have a tree to throw to, like visually, it's just a little bit tricky to be like, all right, this shot is just 280 feet pretty straight. I want it to fade a little bit left and then stop there. So when they're trying to hit these like 90-degree corners and they're trying to land in this spot so they have a good angle for the next shot, it was amazing to me. And I think you'd have to actually be a disc golfer, not someone watching.
Yeah.
But to be like, to watch 4 dudes with no visual cue as to where they're trying to land. Like obviously they know the course, but still like no visual cue to throw at. Mm-hmm. And all 4 of them are within like 2 feet of each other. Like right at the fucking middle of the opening to throw the like 90-degree turn.
Yeah. Are you thinking of the hole where Eagle still was like, I think him and who's the other guy? So Eagle, Ricky, Drew, who else was on that card?
Dickerson?
Maybe. I don't know why. I don't know.
Calvin?
Maybe Calvin.
It depends which round you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, so one of the holes was basically, so you have a tee shot where you're trying to like manage distance, land in this specific spot to then go like basically 90 degrees to the left. And then Eagle and Drew were pinched off on the left side. And then they were all saying like, even Yuli was like, yeah, I'll give them 80 feet. Like they'll get to 80 feet and then like they'll probably make a putt or something. And then I remember Eagle threw his shot and then put it within like 10 feet.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And then I think Drew was able to like get it relatively close, like same like sidearm, but like a different angle. And they were like 3 feet apart. And then how they were able to attack the hole was like entirely different, other than they both threw sidearms. Like Eagle threw like a hope and pray, like Tommy roller something flex, I don't know, got up there. And then Ricky was in like the prime position and still had like a super tricky approach to it or something. And then I really liked Yuli where he's like still playing it off like no one's gonna get a 4, and then it's like, oh wow, this is such a long putt for birdie or something. Like Eagle made it from 10 feet. It's like, wow,
it's still in the air.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I liked the play of the course. I liked watching the guys compete on the course. What I didn't like, and what was ultimately frustrating to them, was like how long the rounds were. Mm-hmm. Because with that tight, that technical, and that like slow going of golf, like you just get giant backups.
Oh yeah.
Especially because like if you do get it right, you know what I mean? Like you can get way down there, even though almost nobody does. Or like every once in a while, Calvin rips one, and you're like, oh shit, he pured it. Or like Ricky,
with his orange eagle.
Right, like somebody does it. But for the most part, like I always think of it as like when I'm playing behind casuals, and they wait for the person to like putt out on like a 500-foot hole. And it's like, what, are you gonna hit them?
Yeah.
But it was like the same thing. Like they have to wait for them to be that far because they can throw it that far.
Yeah.
But none of them even get close because they like catch a tree or turn and burn or whatever it is. But yeah, they had like 45-minute backup, play a hole, 45-minute backup, play a hole. And you could see it like wear them out. And like to where like Paul finally just fucking snapped. Like I had never seen that before. And it was just like, wow, that's crazy.
So what did he do? So I'm watching Preserve. I've seen some of Ledgestone. Yeah. I haven't made it to like the final of Ledgestone. Like I know Ricky and Calvin.
Yeah.
Co-winners, whatever. But I don't know about Paul snapping. What happens?
It was full on.
Really?
It was full on tilt. So it was super slow going.
Okay.
So they like played a round. This is the first round at the black course.
Okay.
And Paul wasn't doing bad, was not doing well.
Okay.
But nobody was doing that well. I mean, let's be serious. Like Calvin did great. He shot like 7 down. But besides that, no one else was really doing well. I think like the winner of their card shot like 3 or 4 down.
Okay.
But Paul got to a hole, early released it. It went OB. So then he goes to throw his second shot and slipped on the shot, like went down on the shot, threw that shot right out of bounds. And then literally walked up, threw down a marker, reached in his bag, grabbed a disc, took 2 steps and just threw it.
Really?
Walked up to that shot, grabbed his putter out of his bag and just fucking threw it. And then was just fucking juiced the rest of the round.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never seen it.
Wow.
Like just like walk up and just throw it. And walk over to that and like fucking hit the putt and go to the next hole and just fucking throw it off the tee pad. Like it was crazy.
Wow.
Like no like line up, no nothing. Just grab the disc. Like at one point, after he went OB twice, the next shot, he literally just like grabbed the disc out of his bag and was basically
And that
like,
was the wind up?
he was already in his throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane.
I can't wait to watch this.
And he was just fucking gunning shit and just like just absolutely red line.
Wow.
I'd never seen that. I was like, holy shit.
That's crazy.
Dude. Yeah. It's intense. It's intense. He had hit his point.
Yeah. When everyone's saying that's the hardest course on tour.
Yeah, and I don't know what the solution is in terms of like the play. You know what I mean? Like what the play is in terms of like not having it back up, other than cutting the field down and having tee times farther apart.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that makes probably the most sense.
Yeah, because that's
Like-
the biggest field they play all year is Ledgestone.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, if we were talking about before about like horse shows and like people that run horse shows and all that shit, and like there's only 5 guys that can really do it. You know what I mean? Like Ledgestone's 2,000 competitors, 12 courses.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking insanity.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with the rain and all this other stuff, like people were bitching and people were whatever. And it's like, all right, I get it. Like the pro side, like there's nothing else you can do. People have a tournament the next weekend.
Yeah.
You can't like hold everyone over until Monday.
Right. They got another place to be.
Right. It was like, we're going to play on Monday. And then what? You're going to go into, like, it just doesn't make sense. So then if you're like, if you blew it at that tournament, you're ready like 45th, you know what I mean? And you're like 8 holes in and it's not going well. Then you what? Get the extra day of practice at the next stop while the guys who are like in contention, like play it out. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. And people have obligations in terms of like, you know, disc signings and like it's pro tour. So they have other shit going on. You can't play it out the next day. And Lightning, there's nothing you can do. Like they cut a USDG short, the big germ squeaked out because they didn't play a last round. Like it's part of doing a sport that's outdoors.
Yep.
Is whether it can go. But
sometimes that's just how it happens.
Yeah.
Like,
but where like people had issues was like the AM side did not get called when the pro side got called.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when they had like,
is that why Benny's post was so like? Did you see Benny Gio's post?
I didn't.
Okay.
I just saw someone post like, and I didn't get what their angle was because they were like, they called the pros an hour before they called us. Basically, like it's a cash grab of why they would keep the AMs playing. And I didn't get what they were getting at. Like, dude, they don't make any more money if you play more rounds.
Right.
Nobody does.
Right. They've made their money.
They've made their money.
Yeah.
You already paid to play. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
If they canceled after the first round, like, they already made their money.
Right.
So I didn't understand what they were getting at. But I was just like, nah, you know, it's the same thing. Like, Nate's not over at the fucking AM side. He's there with the pro tour guys, like watching, like he's walking along. I saw him walking along with lead card. Like he's there, like watching
with the earpieces, walkie-talkies, everything.
The whole fucking deal. So I didn't get that. And like, I totally, it's the same thing I've said 1,000 times. If you've never managed anything or put something on, like your criticisms just fall to my deaf ears. Like, to stand there and be like, well, they should have done that. Okay. Yeah, they should have.
Yep.
Managing 2,000 people on 12 courses. You know, just and like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of shit and all that. Like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What are you going to do? I felt bad for Kyle because Kyle came out final round and just was like fucking super hot fire.
Yeah. I liked his post about it too. Did you see it?
No.
Okay. So he basically was like, it is what it is. I'm super pumped about like everything. Congratulations to them. Yada, yada. what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Like, this is the long story short. Not that I was like, that's fucking sweet. Because, like, everyone that I know, I mean, in Michigan, we're all rooting for Kyle. And, like, everyone's like, man, that fucking sucks for him, yada, yada, yada. Like, yeah, I'm sure he thinks that too. But also, like, it's kind of the nature of the game.
And it's
like,
the rules.
It's the rules. It's, like, outdoors. Like, I don't know how many times that's happened. Like, other than USDGC that I can, like, recall, there was a couple others where, like, I think Paul got the win because it was a round early or something, but like less than 5 times I can count on one hand.
Yeah, in the last
easily.
10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking of somebody had put up a post of like asking the question, like, do you think there should be a cut for final round or something like that? Because then, like, they wouldn't have had to wait for all those other cards to play. The final cards could have teed off earlier and maybe gotten through the 12 or 13 holes that you have to get through for the round account and all this stuff, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
I think if it's more than 3 rounds, the 4th round should be a cut, like they used to do for final 9. Like when you play the final 9, it's like 8 people. Or
I could see it for 3 rounds even. Like even for Declo, like you got 2 days to like
do something,
and then if you don't make the cut, then I think that's viable.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think 4 rounds and beyond, like definitely
for sure.
That last round should be like, whatever it's gonna be, 50 dudes or girls, whatever. Like there should be like a number of.
Yeah, and then it's like tee off every 20-minute intervals or something.
Yeah,
because
you can spread it out a little bit more and do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made sense to me, and I was thinking of it because it's the same thing with like ball golf. There's always a cut. You know what I mean? Like they don't take the whole field into the weekend.
Right.
Yeah, they have a cut. They play Thursday, Friday. I think there's a cut, and then they play Saturday, Sunday.
Yep. And then there was what was the guy's name who made the cut? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Made the cut?
Yeah. So maybe it was Dan I was talking to. So this guy, like there's the speculation of like what it is gonna take to make the cut, and he was shooting whatever it was. I think he was 1 over, 2 over, or something like that, and he was like, from the entire day of what was going on, he wasn't making the cut.
Yeah.
And he was like, whatever. Like, I missed the cut by like a stroke, 2, 3, whatever the heck it was. And he left to go home. And then he got a call like, hey, your tee time's at this. And he's like, what? And he was like, yeah, you made the cut. And he's like, dude, I shot like a +2. He's like, yeah, that's the cut.
Yeah.
So you made it. So he made it by like just that. Because like after he left and whatever, like everyone was just kind of like shitting the bed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like crazy weather. I forget what Dan was telling me. But yeah, he flew home and then had to fly back to finish the tournament, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. I saw one where the cut was made like by one of the guys later in the day. So the cut was at I think 2 down.
Okay.
And then it was, if this guy made the putt, the cut was going to be 1 down.
Okay.
And then he missed the putt. So then the putt went to 1 down instead of 2 down.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to shoot as well. So he was the one that was on the bubble. So if he would have made it, there would have been the X number that you needed for the cut. So he would have just been 2 down, and that's what it would have been. And then he missed it and shot 1 down. And then like 7 dudes qualified because he missed that putt. And I was just wondering, like, how much, like, theirs comes down to like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands per stroke with how they finish. But I was just wondering, like, if you had a couple homies that were at that like 1 down mark, I think you just fuck the putt just so that they, you know what I mean? So then, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you just let them know, like, I missed that putt for you. I don't know. Because it's not like you're in the lead anyways. You know what I mean? Like you're in 45th.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
what if can you pool shot it? Is that legal in golf?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think it's legal.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would be.
I think you have to hit it with the head of the club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had some real duffs today. It was pretty sweet. But I had some really good shots too. Just mostly I just sucked at putting, which is understandable because I haven't golfed in like a year. But I hit a lot of greens in regulation. I hit a lot of duffs too. The back 9 I had no duffs.
Nice.
No duffs. I had 2 skulls. Where like the
so duff is ground ball.
Ball ground.
Yeah.
Okay. The duff is you just kind of like come over the ball and hit it into the ground.
Oh yeah.
And then it just goes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And just
so
like
it's a skull.
Rolls away. So
Topping?
skull is so if like here's the club, right? So like if here's the ball, and then I'm going to come through and hit the ball like this, and then the ball goes up.
Yes.
Skull is when I hit the ball like this.
Oh.
So the bottom of the club hits the middle of the ball, and it just goes like super low line drive. That's a skull. So one was on a par 3. It's an elevated par 3. It's 147 yards.
Okay.
8 iron off a tee. Because off a tee it'll go a little bit higher. So you like move a club down, and then that way it lands like and stays. It doesn't get like the roll. Yeah. So I wasn't doing a full swing because it's like about 80%. My 8 iron, I'll get right there, middle of the green. I'm just shooting first round of the year. It's August.
Yeah.
Middle of the green.
Yeah.
So I'm lined up middle of the green. And I was joking with Steve. I was like, even though I never golf, every time I stand on the par 3 and I'm on the tee box, I'm still like, this is going in. This is the time I'm going to ace. And so I'm sitting there with the 8 iron. It was my box because I just, whatever. I think I parred or bogeyed, and Steve had double bogeyed the hole before. So I'm standing up there, I swing, skull it, but it went dead straight and just like line drive, hit the ground, bounced, and then stopped. And I was like right before the green. I was like, all right. The other skull was on the 18th hole. I hit a beautiful drive up, just faded a little bit to the right, literally dead center of the fairway, just inside the 100-yard marker, right where I was aiming. I was like, cool. Get up and down here. I'll shoot 6 over, or no. I'll shoot 7 over for the round. Or for the back 9, which is good. It's 41, something like that. It's good. And I had like less than 100 yards in. Line up the sand wedge, sitting there. I'm like, all right, this is just like a nice, good swing. I'll get it. Nice, good swing. Sculled it. Fucker still got up off the ground and just went left, like screaming. When you skull it, it goes farther than when you hit it on the actual.
Yeah,
like,
it makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, it goes flying off to the left, like full distance. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, that's a little long left. He laughs. He's like, well, you didn't get a duff on the whole 9. I was like, no, but I sculled that one pretty good. So I didn't know. I've played the course before, but I just like didn't remember. So I go over, like, look for my ball. Like, I'm going to go get this. And there's like fucking pond back there. I didn't even see. I was like, well, that's a stroke. Like, whatever it is. But I got it up and down from there. So I ended up taking a bogey on, which wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was just gone.
Hilarious.
Just gone. So yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of balls.
Amazing.
Yep. So we did Pine Hills on Sunday.
Yes.
Super fun.
3 rounds.
3 rounds.
Of awesomeness.
And a playoff.
Yes.
Yes. So we had our 1-hole challenge, which was shut down due to
unforeseen.
Yeah, and just not having a permit for our thing. So we instead pivoted and decided to do something super fun just for us. Because the 1-hole challenge was also kind of like
everybody
for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the end, none of us personally, I think, were very vested in the 1-hole challenge. It was more like just trying to do something fun, trying to provide like an alternative.
I still want to do it.
Yeah, I do too.
Whatever.
But it wasn't like I didn't set my calendar around it.
Yeah.
Other than like, here's a team outing that I'm going to go to.
Yeah.
So we changed from there. Jake Parker came up with the idea of going Pine Hills, and then we figured we'd get a big group together. And since you have the golf cart and you got 2 guys on the golf cart, it would make sense do doubles and then go out and do it. So we had 8 guys go out, 2 tee times, 4 carts, and played 2 rounds of doubles. Yes. And it was so much fucking fun.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, those courses are great. I really like the courses. Being able to play in the carts is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's sweet. Like I'll definitely go back out there before the year's over again.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, like we'll definitely do that as like a team outing every year. Because it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And then you get to sit down and eat a bunch of fucking hot dogs. You know what I mean? Like shit that you don't
or whatever.
Shit that you don't get to do at other courses. And it was just super cool. And I remember like once we were playing, when we played the first course we played, which one was that?
South course, I believe.
The South course.
Yeah.
So I've played both of those courses, I think. I think I've played the North course a couple times. I think I've played the South course once.
Okay.
So I didn't really remember the courses we were playing. The other course I remembered. Like once we started playing, I was like, okay, yeah, I remember this. But I liked both of the courses. They're really nice. It's like full disc golf. It's not like deuce or die, or like you're not trying to just get to the pin on every hole. Like there's like, you know, a lot of long shots out there and everything else. Tee pads are fine. Nothing great, but nothing bad. Baskets are good.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, the biggest thing is that it's maintained.
Yeah.
Like it's cut, trimmed, looks great. Like that checks so many like important boxes for me at this point.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It was sweet.
Yeah. So I got Parker as my partner the first round, and we played pretty well. Like we had some I don't know, the equivalents of duffs and this and that and whatever.
Yeah.
We had 1, 2, 3, 4. So on hole 4, I think you saw our drives. Whereas like around, and I thought, so that hole has been giving me like every time I've played it, not every time, but like the last couple times I've played that hole, I've like, I don't understand why I can't like put the right move on it. Like I thought I had the right move and it was like a little wide, but I was like, there'll be enough on it for it to like skip, and it just didn't. It like just made a nice little divot right on the green, pat it down a little, call it a day. And then I was like, as long as Parker just gets a good one off, we'll be good. Like if anything, we'll get a 3, yada yada. And he just rifles one, like just nukes it straight, like straight across the green, literally with that nuke, and then is like in the shit behind it.
Yeah.
Just like, how do we get there? It's like we were able to get up and down and get our 3. I just thought it was so funny. But it was a really good time. I didn't know he had like injured his knee. So when we were like jumping across the creek on the hole after that, had I known that, I'd been like, dude, you should probably just walk around instead of like leapfrogging. And he was like going hard too. Like he jumped from really short of the creek and barely made it across or whatever. It's like, dude, you'd have been fine if you would have hit like right where I did. Yeah. Like whatever. So that was probably the one where it was like, the first one he did wasn't too bad. The second one was like, his face was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Like, whatever. So he dropped out for the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was gone.
He was also not feeling super hot about, I think he was dehydrated or whatever.
Yeah.
He left and then threw up.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it because a lot of those shots are like kind of demanding.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna, it's the same thing. Like if you're gonna birdie the hole, you got to get the shots. It's not like, well, as long as I get out there so far, like I'll be able to get up and down for the birdie. Mm-hmm. It's more like, no, you got to get over here so that way you can get over there so you can get the birdie.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. I had one really funny shot second round, one of the longer holes. My drive was like all right, and then I was like, I'm going for it. Mm-hmm. And then I fucking ripped this shot, turned just right, and I was going through the gap, and then I hit a stick, like a branch.
Oh, yeah, on the par 5.
Yeah, a phantom branch, like it was the third shot. So I had 2 good distance drives, and then the third shot was like my second shot just kind of like held to the ground. So my third shot I had like some distance, so I had like Pipe Slayer, the flippiest of the. So I threw it out to have it turn and then come into the gap and run the basket. Mm-hmm. Let it go, and I was like, that's got a chance. Like that's got a chance to go in. And it hit this stick that I couldn't see off the tree that's like just bigger than my thumb. Mm-hmm. And it literally hit the exact middle of the stick and just dropped straight down. It was fucking
You've got to be kidding me.
Crazy.
Is what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Because it like didn't hit it and skip or do anything like that, or like, and you couldn't see the stick from where I was throwing. Like you couldn't see there's no leaves on it. It's dead.
Nothing.
It's dead and so strong. Like it's still
it's still there.
It's still there.
Like you can hit it again the next time.
My shot didn't even phase it. And you just heard this whack, and then my disc just went like out of the sky. I was like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
But no, I really liked it. I really liked the course. It was fun. $20 for the day. Yeah. For 2 rounds to like have the carts, do all that. It was awesome.
Yeah. It was sick. The second round, I got Callie, and then I played with Dan and Brad. They were teamed up, right?
Joe and Brad.
Yeah. Or so then I played with Dan and who the heck was
Tom.
There we go. Yeah. We were just like killing it. Like it was so much fun, and like the biggest part for me was like I figured out like at least at that point a really good like weight of the disc, and then I was just like ripping some stuff off, like to the point where I told Dan like, I'm sorry, but you're not getting this D1 back.
Yeah.
Like it's not happening. Like it feels too good. It goes really far for me. Like right now, like you can have whatever you want out of my collection. I'll give you a different D1. But like I was just getting like my angle control and power was just like it felt so good. Yeah. Like I had on the third hole on the second round, I like threw the D1 on a hyzer, and it just like stood up road hyzered, and it was like probably one of the furthest I've been down just to have like a nice easy approach or whatever. I think you guys saw my second shot or whatever and then drove back. Like it felt so good. And then the hole, it's a par 4. You're up on the ridge, teeing down, and then you go across the bridge, and then the basket's in the little cove on the right side. Mm-hmm. we were both down there and we had an eagle bid. Like, I thought it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had a bid at it. Dan and I both got off like some sick drives. Tommy threw in for eagle like a handful of holes earlier on like whatever it was. And it was just like, and Dan was like, he did the Ricky Raptor legs, but he started whispering like, let's go. He's just like all quiet about it though.
Yeah.
So I started like making fun of him for it. I started running like him, but like whispering to myself. It was so much fun. Yeah. Let's go.
Eat it.
Yeah. Some casualties. I think I only lost one disc though. Yeah. But I gained 2 leopards. A 169 Star Leopard and a 146 DX Leopard, which is gonna be swage.
I found a pulse.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think that's a surge with a thumb groove in it or something.
No, it's got a little bit more of a rim than a surge.
Does it?
Yeah, it's basically like a really stable surge.
Yeah.
Less glide, more stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I threw it once. It flew exactly how I thought.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a name on it. I just haven't called it. It's still in my cart. It's in the bottom of my cart.
They're sweet discs.
I found that. I'd never thrown it. I was like, sweet, I'm going to throw this. And then I threw it. I didn't know what the numbers were on it or what it does, how it flies or anything. I'm like, I'm just going to throw this. So I threw it on like a little bit of a flex and it just went like, and I was like,
sick.
That flies better than I thought it was because like it doesn't feel good in your hand. Like
really?
When I was
I like it.
When I was holding it, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know how about this. And then I threw it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's like a good deal. It just doesn't have a shitload of glide to it.
No.
So it's like a get there and get down, which is good. Yeah, dude, watching Joey throw forehands was ridiculous.
Oh, I wanted so badly to watch, like, I wanted to be on the card and then have Joey and Dan on there.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be partners. I wanted to be partners with Dan. I was ready to just be like, Dan's my partner and whatever. We were a little late to our tee times and everything. So a couple of us were getting nervous that they were just going to be like, get off the course or something. Like, this is ridiculous or something. I don't know. I just wanted to see that.
We had 3 tee times. So we missed one and we made the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I wanted to see Joey and Dan like just go back and forth just to see. Because like Dan is smooth with it, but he's also got kind of like raw power behind it. And then Joey's just like, he's 100 pounds? Yeah. Like sopping wet and then silky. Just rifles that thing.
So silky.
Yeah. It's wild. Like he's like Ricky's more like Dan. Or Dan's more like Ricky, and then Joey's probably more like Coling.
Yeah.
Like they both have like great distance, sidearm, whatever, but they're very different. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, his turnover forehand is fucking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like he'll like throw it down at an angle and then like hyzer flip up and then glide over and then cut back. When we were throwing at the end, like just fucking around. So Will and I had like a 6-hole playoff. We just played 1, 2, 16 and then 1, 2, 16 or 1, 2 whatever it was. Anyway, so when we got done we played 17 just to throw and then we were just like throwing random shots on 17 and he threw a forehand like hyzer flip on 17 and almost aced it and it went right past the basket and I was like,
that's pretty gross.
Holy fuck, dude. Like, I played with them at Riverbends when we went and I had never played with them before. Like I might have played with them before, I just never really remembered it. And then when I was playing with him and he was throwing like hole 15, he threw a hyzer on and just like went up, went over, came back, was like past the basket. And I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. And then we played some other hole and he just like uncorked a forehand and I was like, oh, what the fuck, dude? I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And when we were playing the second course and he threw hole 1 as a forehand, I was like, all right, like he like runs up to throw the forehand and then smoked it. Yeah. Like it came over, was going towards the basket and then straightened out and then just went like across the road and was in the yard.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, okay. So he lost a disc. What's the longer one?
The disc you're talking about?
No, the hole. So you play hole 1, then you play hole 2. Is it hole 3 on that?
3's a long one, 3. Yeah.
So he threw a forehand on hole 3 that might be the longest forehand I've ever seen and we lost it.
Yeah.
It went out.
I saw you guys looking. I think, is that the one where he threw his Colossus on?
I don't know, blue disc.
Colossus.
So he threw it.
It was a luster champ Colossus that he was all about.
Went this way, turned it came back around the corner this way, and then if it like straightened out, it was like fucking crazy, but it went around the corner, we couldn't see it, and then we went up, it didn't straighten out, it got hit by a tree. We looked forever, couldn't find it.
Yeah.
But just watching him throw, I was just like, holy shit, dude. It's so smooth, and he gets like such good height on it. Like the way that he comes through and comes up with it, like it's so good. But it's not nose up. Like it's just like a penetrating height.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. The first time I played with Tommy and Joey, I think, was Cass. Like I might have played with Tommy before that. Definitely not Joey. Either way, like super nice guys, yada yada. And then play hole 1, play hole 2, and then we get to hole 3, and he's like lining up a sidearm, and then he fires it, and I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, I don't know, 100 feet past the tree down there, and I was like, I've never seen a sidearm like get past there. It doesn't like, to me, it doesn't set up super well for it because the tree is basically in the line, so it's a harder shot, and he threw like to the right of it, just like straight. Like he probably threw not that Colossus, but a Colossus at the time I think he was throwing, or Enigma. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was just watching, and like the whole time I'm just like seeing this, and it's like, dude, this is like dirty, like such a good sidearm. Like he lacks in the backhand. Like he's got enough to like cover his checks and balances and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think he's got enough control and like distance and everything sidearm that he only needs to backhand when he like really needs to. And I thought it was really funny when he was like, "Oh, I would have gone pro, but like my collarbone." I'm like, dude, maybe you got your distance from that collarbone being like that now. I don't know. But I just remember like at the end of the round, I was like, dude, your sidearm is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. It's like watching it. Like the first time you see it fly, you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dan's got that too. Like I'm super impressed with his side. Like he's got days where like he's getting it more controlled to like figure it out. Cause he's, okay. So I think second course, second round and third round were the same courses, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the one where you're throwing in base, like you have to walk or drive straight back. It's after playing the little shorty, and then you play a par 4. Like Dan threw a sidearm.
You're talking about where you throw out of that tunnel?
Out of the tunnel,
yep.
And it's like real grown in right now, and then like the rest of it's sick. He pimped one out there with a PD2, like straight, just hammered it, like real smooth. And I was like, dude, that's nasty. And I was in the cove, and I said, like, he didn't say shit, like right after, and I ran out to see it, and it was like, doing the perfect thing. It was like one of the best drives I've seen on that hole. Like, one, it was like a super dicey tee shot. 2, it was smoked. Like there's time, like when he throws a sidearm and it gets off good, I'm always just thoroughly impressed because it's like there's more power to it, and it's just smooth, and it's just like real deliberate. I don't know how to really describe it better, but I'm just
it goes boom.
Like, yeah, like seriously.
Yeah,
like
the disc is like, I'm sorry. Yeah, where like when Joey throws like a bomb, like the disc comes out of his hand and it's like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like so smooth. When Dan throws it, it's just like,
he's like the dude who spends a lot of time at the roller rink and is a really good like skater and is bobbing and weaving through everything.
Yeah. When Dan does it, it's like
it's the dragster.
Yeah, you like push a kid down a hill on rollerblades. And he's like, I don't want to go this fast. You're like, just keep your knees together, you're gonna be fine. The disc is like, oh,
I swear to God, if you cry.
Yeah. If you cry, I'm just gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good. My putting was good. I had some good control shots. My distance was like dicey. It's just trying to get my leg to like commit to it.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize till I watched the footage of the playoff like how much I was not X-stepping. Like I was almost like clicking my heels together and then throwing just because my body's like
I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, just not whatever. But that was that. That was fun. Like I said, I played River Bends with Joey. That was a good time. A lot of bugs. And then yesterday, leagues at Kensington. A lot of casuals at Kensington, which I was like, so after playing the course, I was surprised by. Because I was just thinking, like, if I was early in my disc golf career, one, it's a pay to play, which always blows my mind that people that are like just starting disc golf go to pay to play courses.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, there's plenty of free courses that are way more fun for you than this is.
Yeah.
And like just watching people like just gun shit, and you're like, yeah, you're not going to find that.
Yeah. I always get astonished by how many people still go out there and then how narrow the fairways are cut.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. Will was paying a lot of like just off the fairway taxes, and it was working.
Yeah.
Like you like throw a shot, you just clip a tree, and then you're like totally fucked.
Yeah. It's right here. Like I'm just off the fairway.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be this hard to find. Like there's no reason that this needs to be like this. I'm punished enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joey lost 3 or 4 discs at Pine Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one, when you have that much like kaboom sauce on it, when it's gone, who the fuck knows? It was funny today looking for balls.
Yeah.
When I hit a ball off the fairway, because I'm so used to looking for discs.
Yeah.
Like I'm like walking around and I'm like still looking for discs.
Yeah.
Even
and then
though
you're
I'm
like,
looking
oh, a
for ball.
golf ball. Like, where's my disc? What'd I throw? Oh, wait.
Yeah. I only lost a couple of balls today, and then I found a shit ton. So it was pretty good.
Is that why you took a bunch of golf balls from the course?
I didn't take them. I left them in the cart.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
I just left it. Because like they let us play the third round for $5, and then we played some extra holes for the playoff, and they were like really cool to us all day. So I just left them in the cart, and then they take them and clean them, and then they resell them. So I just figured it'd be something nice for them.
Yeah, I forget the main guy there, but I like that guy a lot. Every time I see him, I always say hi. He recognized me. I always feel bad because like sometimes I just don't remember names, and like I've asked for his name like every time. It's like you with the Wi-Fi password at work or something. Like,
hey guy,
yeah,
there you are.
What's your name again for like the 5th time? Like,
I have the Wi-Fi password burned into my brain now.
Yeah. I don't have his name burned into my brain.
So what happens is my AirPods do the thing where only one works.
Yeah.
And then like I'll forget device, reset the AirPods, relink to them. No.
Okay.
Then I'll turn off Bluetooth, shut my phone off, turn my phone back on, reset the AirPods, turn the Bluetooth back on, relink to them, put them in. Only one works.
Really?
Yeah. So then I'll go to like reset network settings on my phone, and then it just erases all the passwords. Mm-hmm. So then I'll go to like sign back in, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
But I've got it now.
It's a system.
Yeah.
A process.
Yeah. When the one, like when it clues in and it goes doom doom, and I only hear it in the one ear, I'm always like,
God damn it,
motherfucker.
Yep.
Because that's such a
how it
battle.
Was. Yeah, that's how it was 2 days ago, and I was going for the bike ride, and then today I was like laying there and just like, I'm not leaving till this is like figured out, watching videos, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Other people are clearly having this problem too. And like, I got to the point where I was like, I thought I had it, but it was like, it's either connected to the right or to the left, not like both at the same time. And then it came up with a suggestion like, hey, you can stream it to like multiple Bluetooths if you want, just like click here, use this function of the phone, yada, yada. I was like, that's gotta be it. And then I realized like they weren't synced. It was like 2 different Bluetooths in my ears. So there was like a 0.5 second delay.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like if it worked, I would have like just rolled with it.
Yeah.
And then just like really figured it out later. And then it's like, I can't do this.
Yeah, dude,
frustrating.
It drives me nuts. And then finally I just have to quit fucking with it because I'm like I was at work on, I don't know what day this week, a couple days ago. I was in the office and like, I could not get it to work. And then finally I was like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
So when I went to go drop my car off, I just took these.
Yeah.
I just took these. I was like, I'm going to walk home and listen to music. Yeah. I was like, I'm just taking these because they're guaranteed going to work. I'm not going to fuck around because I'm not going to walk 1.5 miles or whatever it is to get home, 1.25 miles and like listen to one ear. So I was like, I'll just take these and fucking rock this, whatever it is. These work.
Whatever.
I just can't use these in the office because I'll look fucking goofy.
Yeah. I like watching the people. I haven't seen it too many times, but I've seen it more than 3 times where people are driving and wear over-ear headphones.
Yep.
Seems crazy unsafe.
I'll do it every once in a while.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Because the stereo in my truck sucks, so I usually use the Mega Boom.
Sucks or just borderline doesn't work?
Well, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
So I'll use the Mega Boom. But then sometimes like the Mega Boom will die and I don't have time to charge it, and then I'll like wear earphones.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll wear these, but not very often.
Yeah. I'm
more sketchy about wearing the over ears on my bike.
Okay.
Because then it's like you're really just taking your life in your own hands. Cutting a sense, like using one of your senses as a 0 while you're on a bike.
Yep.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Not in this climate.
That's funny because I had that thought today where I was like, if I were to get into like an accident with a car or something and I have my earphones in and I'm like crossing the road or something, but she's also not paying attention, I'm like, who's at fault here? And I just like in my mind got into like an argument with this person and like how that played out. And I was just like, yeah, but you're in a thing that like can kill people. Like in the end, like what am I'm going like into a headwind, like struggling. I'm close to double-digit miles in. There's no way I can like injure someone other than just like, dude, what the hell? Like you bump shoulders or something. You bump me, I like break my leg, ankle, sprain it, whatever. Yeah.
It was funny telling Steve the story today of me falling down the stairs.
Really?
He was rolling. He was just absolutely rolling.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, dude, so this happened. I won this tournament. I came home. I fell down the stairs. He was like, oh, my God. He knows all about my knee.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I started falling. I'm like, what do you think my brain did? He's like, what the fuck's going on with my knee?
Yeah.
I was like, yep. My brain just went silent. It was like, where's the knee? So I was like, yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
That's great.
Yes.
Has he gone disc golfing?
Yeah, we went.
Okay.
We went.
Nice.
We went disc golfing.
Nice.
He had a setup, whatever. And yeah, he played it all out. We played the whole thing.
Where did you guys play? Like firefighters or something?
We might have gone to Addison. I don't remember.
Okay.
I think we've gone twice. I don't really remember. I remember I went with John, my old kitchen manager. We played ball golf and then played disc golf at Riverbends.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't make it very long.
Oh.
We were like 10 or 12 holes in or something. And he was like, I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. He's just like, he was tired. I think he just doesn't like not being good at stuff. It's like the fact that he was like specifically not good at it. I think he was just kind of like,
whatever.
yeah, I don't feel well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
So that was kind of it. And then he just like ditched on me.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm going to play the whole round.
Mm-hmm. See ya.
If you want to walk, no, if you want to walk,
Okay.
like, yeah, we can just do this.
Yeah.
So he just walked and I just played the round. I'm not going to cut it short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck that.
That's up to you. It's not up to me. I'm not doing it. We agreed to play. You don't want to play. It's fine.
Yeah. You want to be a little meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just like if you play a golfer. If I play a golfer in both,
Mm-hmm.
it's just you don't have a chance.
Yeah.
Because like my ability to beat you in disc golf by like 20 is pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't played disc golf, like we
Yeah.
can go to a pretty easy course. I could probably beat you by 20.
Mm-hmm.
Where like me losing by 20 in ball golf, like you'd really have to be a fucking ridiculous golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like every time I've done it with people, because people are like blah, blah, blah about disc golf, and I'm like, let's play both.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go play ball golf with you, and then we'll go and play disc golf, and then we can see afterward which one you think's more demanding. Because it's a fucking joke. I could literally wake up in the morning and play ball golf all day,
Yeah.
like just straight through till it's dark, and I'd be fine.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Disc golf, there's no fucking way.
That's hilarious.
There's no way. So
That's wild.
yeah, you ride in a cart, so
Mhm.
it's not the same amount of walking, and then
Yeah.
you're hitting from a standstill.
True.
So it's just not the same. Like the club does a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the same thing. It's like
Yeah. There was a large man at Pine Hills.
dude, those golfers were so bad.
Really?
They were so bad. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, I know that the one guy was bad, but I was impressed with the guy's drive. I only saw,
You talking about the guy with the beard? The bigger guy, he had a gray beard.
yeah,
He
bright
was-
shirt.
Yeah, he was like a decent golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hit hole 1, and like he was the second one. I saw the first guy hit. Dan knows what to look for,
Yep.
and he was like, "Oh god."
Yeah. He almost
And
hit
then-
us. The other guy
Really?
almost hit us. Yeah,
my
with
God.
the ball.
Jesus.
I had to get in a full tuck. He
Really?
was 4.
Yeah.
What do you do?
On the first hole?
No. It's later in the
Later
round.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. But on hole 1, he like smoked it down the center, and then it like drifted off left a little. I was like, that looked fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, nice. I don't know how like actually good that was, but it was better than that guy, like
Yeah.
or whatever. And then Dan taught me how to like watch for balls, because I always like try to look for it, and like there's times where like how I do it makes sense and like I catch it, but I'm always basically like watching the ball and then like kind of the open air and then just waiting for the movement and then just like go that way. And Dan's like, just look down the fairway and then like that'll happen. I was like, oh, okay. And I never got a chance to like try that out.
Oh, you mean for where the ball's going to land?
Or just going. Like I don't see it traveling in the air.
Right, but not at you. You're not talking about at you.
No.
Okay.
No.
'Cause I was going to say, it's not the smartest thing to try to
No,
look
no,
for the
no.
ball coming at you.
No, every time that I always get behind something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
run
when they
for cover.
Yeah, on I think hole 4 or something like that. Like we were behind the cart with the shield up and whatever, like just in case. But like there was sometimes like people would play through, and Dan's always like right on it, and then at some point I'm just like, dude, I miss it or whatever. He's like,
Yeah.
what are you looking at? It's like I'm watching them down the fairway, so we're like behind, and then he hits. I don't see a shot. Dan says something, whatever. I'm like, I don't see it. And then they go up to the ladies' tee. His girl hits or whatever, and then they were like kind of impressed by it. And I was like, I don't see it or whatever. And they're like, where are you looking? I'm like, down like this way, obviously. But like when I'm trying to see that, I'm basically like watching them right here in this spot. And then like I try not to blink so I can like see the movement, because like that's gonna be the ball basically.
Right.
And they're just like, yeah, you can just do that. Just when they hit, just like go down the fairway, just like wide scope down the fairway. You'll see it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just never got the chance to like do that.
Try it out.
Yeah. So I as of right now, I still suck at like finding the ball in the air.
The worst is when that happens and it's your shot.
Yeah.
So I had one today, par 3. You're hitting off a little bit of a raised tee box, and then it goes down, and then there's a big pond, and there's tall grass, then it comes up, and then there's the green. Hit my shot, never fucking saw it, and so I'm like,
Where is it?
looking, trying to see if it makes it over, and Steve goes, "Oh, it didn't get up," and I was like, "Where'd it go? I never saw it." And he's like, "Oh, you landed in the tall grass right before the up, and it didn't come up, so you're probably in the water." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
I totally see run tunas from when Dan throws. I don't understand. Wait. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Either way. Yeah, I don't know why. I've always struggled with that.
Yeah. It's
But,
way
yeah.
trickier than a disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why there's like just different colored balls? Or is colored balls just like colored discs?
Colored balls are like so it's easier to find in the grass, not not in the air.
Okay.
But nobody really uses colored balls.
Yeah.
So they're like legit golfers.
Why? Just 'cause?
Well, you know, you go to the course and some people have discs and you're like, okay. You know what I mean? Like people are
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the
Gotcha.
same thing.
What is this?
Ooh.
Found an excuse to practice lefty. Smoke alarm was going off in dumpster next to my house yesterday, and it sucked to break. Triple. What? So I'm guessing he threw it, and then it snagged on his thumb, and then ripped a hole into his thumb?
I don't know.
That's my guess.
Looks dangerous.
Sorry about your thumb, bro.
Yeah.
Get better.
Triple threat practice.
Yeah. Get ready to lose.
Is Smeagol going to come out again?
I don't know.
I don't know. I hope so. It just adds legitimacy to the challenge.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, I was so stoked about my lefty round, and then just like still lost by 3 or something. Yeah.
Yep.
God damn it.
Wonder how that's going to go this year.
Yeah. I was watching him play. I don't remember where. Oh, D-Glow. And he was like in the fake good mood. And then I saw like a couple of drives, and it was like, dang, dude, I'm sorry.
Oh,
like
Smeagol?
Yeah. There's a couple of drives where it just was not ideal.
Yeah.
But he was doing he was throwing lefty. I thought he was going to throw lefty only in hole 1 just to like mess with everyone.
Yeah.
And then throw righty the rest of the round. He was left, right. He was just throwing hyzers literally all day.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Just dialing into the hyzer game.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got Idlewilds this week?
Yep.
That'll be sweet.
Yeah, I checked not yesterday, the day before yesterday, 39th on the wait list. I still am.
Okay.
Yeah, I signed up for that tournament, got on the wait list, 39th. I'm still, I literally have not moved.
Really?
I have not moved.
When did you sign up?
Oh, I got on the wait list like months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's dropped out.
Like when it opened.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm in the weird, like annoying one where it's like, it's really annoying to get second place because you're the first loser. Like you're right there, but it's like not there.
Yeah.
That's where I am at with like my rating and when things open up is like, God, there's such a chance to get in, but also like if I don't, like I can be this far on the wait list, and like that's exactly what's happening. It's like I get into some, I like miss some others, and it just sucks.
Yeah.
and Idlewild is one that's like everyone loves it. Like I mean, not that all the other courses they don't love, but this is one of them that like people really talk about. Ledgestone's becoming more of that for sure, especially now that Northwoods Black is a thing too. But Idlewild is sick. Like it's a ton of fun to play, and I'm not surprised that I haven't moved on the wait list.
Yeah,
like I'm not surprised at all. So
yeah. I'm not going to get to play too many more tournaments this year.
Yeah.
So next year's going to have to be the year to like crank my rating up, and then the next year will be the year that like I just play as many Pro Tour events as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because then like one, my job should be more solid, my financial situation should be better, and then I can cash in my at-home social credit for like taking the year off for the wedding, and then be like, okay, this is the year I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like my goal. I'd hit that like the last couple of weeks with talking to Gabby. She's going to do the real estate class, then she's going to get into real estate. So like my weekends are going to be kind of eaten up. Like I'm probably not going to be able to play that many tournaments moving forward for this year. But I'm just looking like, okay, well, the year's kind of been a bust anyways. It is what it is. I got my 2 wins.
Yeah.
Not that that means anything. But then next year, like, I'll just play full load, get as many as I can get in, especially because Gabby can cover stuff during the weekend, and then I can cover stuff during the week because we can just work together and do all that.
That'd be sweet.
She can have her Friday nights or whatever it is with her girls or whatever it is that she wants to do, and I'll just, like, bust ass and do that so I can go play a tournament a weekend or couple tournaments or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then just try to get my rating to 1,000 if I can. And then the next year, maybe not play as many tournaments, but just try to like crank out and register for all the Pro Tour events and just try to do that. Do like a little tour for once in my life.
Yeah.
And see
that'd
if
be sweet.
See if I can do it. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because I think like doing tour stuff, it'll be good for ratings for me. Because then I can go and like do some stuff or whatever. And I don't know. We'll see. At least I'll get the chance to do it.
Yeah. network, whatever. That'll be sweet though.
Yeah.
I'm so sore.
From the bike ride?
The bike ride, yeah. I'm not as tired as I thought I was going to be though. Like my body's tired. I'm not that tired. I thought I would just be more tired. Like I'd go back and then like, sorry, dude, I missed the podcast because I passed out.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to be a thing.
Well, we were going to play 9 more holes. Steve wanted to play 9 more.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't. I have a podcast tonight. And he's like, oh, it'll only take like an hour and a half. And I was like, yeah, but it's like 6:20 now.
Yeah.
So like right now I'm going to get home 7-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So an hour and a half. It's not going to be an hour and a half, but if it was going to be an hour and a half, that'd put me home 8:30-ish. I'm like, that gets us like starting at 9.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's finishing at midnight. I was like, my wife not going to be super pumped about that.
Yeah.
I was like, so I should just go. I was like, we can play another time. I think he was kind of like pumped to keep going because I beat him on the back 9. But who knows?
There's more opportunities.
He did some short-term memory on me recently that I was not super pumped about because he is a man of outstanding integrity and character.
Yeah.
Like he really is. It's one of the reasons why like I really like to compete against him.
Mm-hmm.
We played ping pong down here one day till like 5:30 in the morning.
Really?
It was like one game. Oh, yeah.
Really?
And we've played darts down here for like 7 hours.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Fucking forget. Everything we do, we're pretty close.
Yeah.
So it's like at the beginning, I would smoke him at darts. And then he got better at darts. And now it's like a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Ping pong, it's just whoever's feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I do with Steve, it's always just like, all right, let's play again. All right, let's play
funny.
again. But golf last year, I think we played 3 times. I beat him all 3 times because he was just like off his game. I don't know what it was. And then last year was the best game of the best year of my ball golf ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I shot a couple of like really fucking crazy rounds. So I said something to him at the wedding about it. And I was like, yeah, well, I beat you 3 times last year. And he was like, oh, I don't think so, and whatever. And I was just like, dude, I'm not going to lie about beating you. Like, you've kicked my ass. He's probably won more in golf than I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just like, 1, he golfs all the fucking time. And 2, he's a good golfer. Like, I can take anything away from him. But I was like, yeah, dude, I won 3 times. Like, when we play, whatever. And he was just like, no, I don't think that's a thing. And I was like, dude, when have I ever lied about winning? Like, it's just not, you know what I mean? Like, but he was trying to deny it. So today we went out and like my first 9 was just terrible. But I did get him on the back 9. So that was a good deal.
And then you were like, see, I told you I won 3 times.
No, I didn't. I just kind of limped away because I shot a 97. With that 53 on the first 9.
Yeah.
53, 44.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
53 is embarrassing. Breaking 100 on a course like that is like not good.
Okay.
Especially if you have golf experience.
I see.
Like if you're not a golfer and you go out, you're going to shoot 120. Okay. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But like if you're a golfer, there's that like thing of like, I didn't shoot well.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other person says, did you break 100?
Yeah.
And if you say yes, then it's like, oh, like,
dang.
We're like, you can go out and shoot like shit. And as long as you land in the 90s, you're still like, didn't shoot well.
Didn't shoot 100.
And then when they're like, did you break 100? You're like, oh, no. Well, even if it was like 98.
Yeah.
Did you break 100? Oh, no. It wasn't that bad.
No.
And that's it. It just
98.
ends there. You're like, cool. Breaking 100 is a whole different game.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I want to go out one day. Is there a shitty course we can go to?
Yeah,
sometime?
100%.
Okay.
We'll go play Blackheath because it's open.
Okay.
Like it's a link style course. There's not a ton of trees. It's not tight fairways. It's just like open. You're just dealing with like rolling hills and like sand traps and stuff like that. So it's easier if you're not as good of a golfer or if you're not a golfer.
Is renting clubs a thing?
No, we would just throw Gabby's clubs on the cart and you would just use my clubs.
Oh, okay.
You have to have a bag per person.
Okay.
They don't do the shit where you got 1 bag and 2 dudes on the cart.
I see.
No.
Why?
Because then they'll make you rent clubs.
I see.
You have to bring clubs.
Gotcha.
So if we bring Gabby's clubs and my clubs, we can both just use my clubs.
Okay.
And then I'll just take a deposit from you. So if we snap one, then I'll just take the deposit and replace the club.
Yeah, whatever.
No, but yeah, we can do it, and we'll just go to like go to the driving range once.
Rob wants to play golf.
Rob, you're in.
Yeah,
I'll grab another set of clubs.
Sick.
We can just go to Salvation Army and buy like a $14 bag of clubs, put them on the cart. We'll be fine. We can go to the driving range like beforehand. A lot of courses. Where we played today, they have driving range. So you just go. We'll hit. Like,
there's a driving range like right down the road from me too.
I mean, at the course.
Oh, I see.
So you can just hit at the course. We'll give you some direction as to what to do, and then we'll go play around. We'll just play like 9 holes or something.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
Yeah, it's a good time and it's fun, and it's ball golf. If you don't take it super seriously, if it's not like how you define yourself as a person, is a bunch of fun. Just looking at like you're gonna fucking suck. It's gonna be a whole bunch of like trying to hit the ball and not hitting it, hardly hitting it. Well, where the fuck did that go?
Yeah.
But then like every once in a while when you actually hit it, you're like, yeah. It's like when you suck at bowling and you go bowling, but you get that strike and you're like, do you see what I did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Golf is like that when you go.
That's hilarious.
Because it's gonna be a lot of like, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit. Where's my ball?
But, I think it was Tommy who told me about the
whack fuck.
The good old game of whack fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was dying. And then there was the dude out there who did it, who was in like the t-shirt cut off, whatever.
Super common.
Yeah. It was so funny. And it was like, of course it's gonna be that guy who does it.
We watched one guy come through, he seemed pretty decent, so I asked him. I was like, what's this course like? The ball golf course.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's good. He's like, it's good. It's pretty challenging. He's like, and it's
was it the solo
well-maintained.
guy in like the cargo shorts?
I don't remember if he had cargo shorts. He might have. It was during our second round.
Okay. This was during our second round too. It was a solo guy.
Yeah.
And we were on the downhill hole where we had the eagle putts or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so we played the hole after that goes across the green that he was going to play to. We got down there, he was coming up, we waved him on. He hit like what I thought was a phenomenal shot, and then Dan was like, yeah, that was a sick shot. So I was like, all right, so like my eyes are like defining it pretty good or something. And like he hit it, I don't know what the club it was, but it was like up in the air, backspin, hit, and just stopped. Didn't move, didn't roll back. It just where it hit is where it sat.
Yeah.
And then gets up to the green. It's probably like 12 feet away, something like that. Lines it all up. And then I was just like, I want you to fucking make this putt. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like he looked like pretty serious about it and gave it a good bit. He just like maybe 1% more power on it and it would have rolled right in. He was like that far away from it.
12-foot ball putt is the same as like a 40-foot disc golf putt.
Okay.
It's a little over. I've equated it in my head. It's a little over triple.
Okay.
It's a little over triple the distance.
Gotcha.
So if you have like a 10-footer, it's pretty much like edge of circle too.
Gotcha.
For disc golf.
That's
it's
wild.
about the same. I always just like when I'm playing on a ball golf course and there's ball golfers there, I just always want them to say something shitty about disc golf.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hey man, you mind if I hit your club real quick?
Yeah.
And then just smash one and be like, yeah, sweet. Cool.
That would be great.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping. Like I was
Yeah.
really hoping like that we would go and like one of those guys would make a shitty comment about disc golf.
Yeah.
Like whatever. And they'd be like, oh cool. Can I see one of your clubs?
Yeah.
Like,
That'd be so
guys mind if I
good.
do this? It was funny talking to Steve. I have a really natural golf swing.
Okay.
So like all I'm trying to do is not get in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I can just like, it's usually why like even if I don't play a bunch, like once I get out there, I'll just do well because like my swing's just natural. So I don't have to think about a bunch of stuff. It's like when you're a good putter, you're not thinking about like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
You're just thinking like,
Yeah, just do what I've been
Just do it.
doing. Yeah, there's nothing to think about.
so for ball golf, once I actually like my body gets a little bit loose and I get like a little of the mechanics down, as long as like I'm just not trying too hard, like it'll just go straight and like I'll get decent distance or whatever it is. So I was talking to Steve, I was like, yeah, it's funny in ball golf, like I just have a natural swing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get good distance, I have good accuracy, like I have pretty good control. If I play a few times in a shorter period of time, like I can start to like actually play a fade or play a draw or whatever it is. And it just comes down to putting. I don't play enough to be a good putter. Sometimes I'll be a good putter. When I'm actually a good putter, like yeah, I shoot really, really well. But if you just take putting out of the game, like I'm a pretty solid partner to have in a scramble.
Yeah.
And I was like, disc golf, I just don't have a natural swing.
Yeah.
Like the way my body works, all my problems with my legs, all that just becomes like such an issue. I'm like, I have to work really hard to like continuously try to do it, but I don't have like a natural swing. I was
Yeah.
like, it's funny between the two. Because
Yeah.
like ball golf, I can literally just like show up not having played in forever and not do anything. I'm like, I'm probably going to do okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, disc golf, it's like, I play all the time and I'm still like, well, I hope this go. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that like this or whatever it is. I'm like, it's just a funny thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like I don't know how many times I've talked to you about it of just like I do really want to like go and play and they're like lessons or some shit just to like I feel like I'd be okay at it or something. Just get like a lesson or two, figure
Yeah.
some stuff out because like I've had some people I get really like gun shy where they're like, yeah, I know how to like X, Y, and Z, but like I haven't seen you and also I'm not sure, so I don't want to be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and then really it's like I've just developed something like immediately terrible. Like
Yeah.
why would anyone ever show you this or something like that? I don't think it was that bad, but I had a guy showing me like how to hit like in his yard because we were talking about it or something, and to me it just seemed like a really unnatural movement. Like, one, I've never done it before. So
you're talking about a golf swing.
Yeah, a golf swing.
Yeah.
Two, it's probably, maybe it is this unnatural, but also, like, I don't know. Like, this is just like, not that they're an average Joe, but I'm chalking it up as that because I don't know. Like, I've never played it. I've not seen you play it. I don't know, like, how well. Like, I trust you if you're going to tell me or something more than just some other random whatever. But, I don't know. I just want to.
For me and my body, golf swing's supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Supernatural. It's just like a supernatural feel. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like from when I first started golfing, made sense. I get it. My body naturally, like, no big deal, no problem.
Yeah.
Disc golf to me, throwing a backhand shot. Like I said, the first few years I played, I just threw overhands.
Yeah.
Because it was like I could throw a football and a baseball really well, and I was like, oh, cool, I can just do this and like gun them. And then after I didn't play for 10 years, then I came back, and then I'm like trying to learn a backhand drive and like the actual mechanics of it and all that without videos or instruction, just trying to figure it out on my own. And it was like trying to hit a ball left-handed. It was like trying to like do a left-handed baseball swing, which is what it's very similar to.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt very much like I'm trying to do a left-handed baseball swing being right-handed.
Yeah.
Like my body moving this way, both with a baseball bat or a golf club or whatever it is, supernatural, makes a ton of sense to my body.
Yeah.
Doing this way, I just never really have like like every once in a while I'll do it and I'm like, yeah. Like I ripped out a drive on 17 when we were fucking around after the round.
Mm-hmm.
Got the angle right. My whole body connected. It came out and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But for a lot of the time, I'm always just like, I just feel like it should feel different. I feel like it should feel better. I'm never quite sure exactly what I'm doing. And I've thrown, I don't know, 500,000 throws, more than that easily. And I'm still like, as I'm doing it, I'm just like, I just don't know. You know, like it's not a natural thing to me.
That's funny. That seems real similar to, I was talking to Dan about it because like I can hit a baseball, like with baseball bat, whatever. I've got a pretty decent swing, I feel like. I don't think it's anything spectacular. I also found out how pretty skilled Dan is with like hand-eye coordination, baseball bat, and I don't know, round object. Like he did he smoked a golf ball, like a pop fly or something, like basically just straight up, like on the fly type thing. I thought was like super impressive, and I thought it was hysterical. But like hitting it this way seems real natural, whatever. But then like the lefty backhand, it's like it's all gone. Seems very similar to exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can swing. I can swing a bat lefty backhand now. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing for me for like throwing a disc. Like I have it etched in. I have muscle memory. I'm accurate. I have like I do fine. I do okay. But like the actual movement itself is like it's not a really like my body just does it. Yeah. Ball golf, give me the club. Dude, it's literally just automatic. My body just does it. Like I'm on a good plane, like my swing, rhythm, all that stuff is good.
That's
Boom,
sweet.
Goes. Okay, cool. Sweet. Yeah. Like no big deal. Like today, I think I pured the center of the green on like 3 out of the 4 par 3s.
Nice.
Just stood there. Nothing going on in my head. Just right there, just like blank mind. All I was thinking about after I duffed some was like, keep this arm straight. Just super basic. Like just keep this arm straight. Because I think like as I'm duffing, I'm just coming through and I'm never getting this arm straight.
Okay.
And then it's holding the club up.
That's one thing I remembered. So when you're in your backswing, is your left arm straight the whole way?
Yes.
Every second.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Should
wild.
be.
Should be. That's wild.
What you're gaining in bending it in terms of like additional chutzpah in pulling through, you're just adding a shit ton of variables.
Interesting.
Shit ton of variables.
Okay.
And like it's not in the way. Like I don't know how to explain it. You're trying to keep that club head out as far away from you as possible to get the most amount of speed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're starting it with it here. This arm's close to your body, and then as it comes through and comes out, you're just whipping that club head through. So like Bradley Walker does 3 circles that he just came up with explaining the disc golf throw. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have your arm straight out and you were to do your whole throw, that's 1 circle.
Okay.
Right? If you can imagine that circle.
Yep.
Then in that, you don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that circle still exists, let's say.
Yeah.
So then now as I pull back and I come through, my arm bends, that circle is taking place. And then as I'm coming through this way, I eventually bring the disc back to that circle.
Yes.
But it's moving on this internal circle, which is this movement, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's 2 circles hitting each other.
Yes.
Right? You're adding to the speed of the outer circle by introducing the inner circle.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just stayed out here the whole time, it would only go so fast. But by coming off of that circle, coming through here, and then booming it out this way, you're adding speed.
Mm-hmm.
Third circle being the disc pivot in your hand. So if your hand's here, then when you like let go of the disc and it ejects, that little circle is coming out onto here, and all 3 circles combining together when you have good timing
Mm-hmm.
is when all 3 circles line up at the same time. You put it out.
Gotcha.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Golf, you have 2 circles.
Okay.
If you were to keep the club straight out in front of you and just do that swing,
Yes.
right? And then the other one is this.
Yes.
Is like your arm like coming through and that coming off of it. So you have the big circle, and then you have the other one of the club coming through, hitting up with that circle.
Okay.
This moving doesn't do anything. Doing this with your arm,
Mm-hmm.
you're not adding.
You're not adding extra pop.
No, you're just moving it.
So this is like a hold, and then this is like pushing through.
Yeah, the club.
Yeah, yeah.
In your hands.
But like the right hand is the one helping like angle it and get it like extra chutzpah? Or are these like
a unit? It's a unit.
Okay.
It's the same. Like, so I can understand it. In this is like the crazy thing of
Mhm.
like the weirdness of how your mind works. My body understands the triangle in
Mhm.
golf. So
Okay.
like this arm is straight, this arm comes and bends and does all
Yes.
this. But the reality is it's the triangle from your shoulders to your hands, and that's what you're spinning.
Okay.
That's what you're doing, and you're kind of like throwing the club out at the end of it at the like trajectory of it.
to
hit the ball.
Oh, okay.
It's not
yeah,
this arm pushing and this arm
Yes.
pulling.
That makes sense.
It's you're holding the club in this triangle, and as this comes through,
You're hitting the ball with the triangle.
hitting the ball,
You're
like
just
the-
trying to have the best triangle.
yeah, and as the triangle's coming through, then this is swinging the club through, and
Mhm.
hopefully those 2 circles line up at the right point, right as you're hitting the ball, and you get the maximum amount of speed.
Gotcha.
So what this one is doing is like it's bringing, because it's your lead shoulder,
Mhm.
it's bringing the club through, but it's more of just making sure everything stays on the plane.
Okay.
And it's kind of like holding that club like in a very specific, because it's straight, it's bringing it through with the most amount of speed.
Yeah, it's just there to support the triangle, not hit
Yeah.
the ball, basically.
Kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Because obviously it's part of the triangle, which the triangle's hitting the ball,
Right.
but it's more important as being that part of the triangle.
To keep it out.
Yeah.
Because when you bring it in, you're losing power.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring it, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like what, like for spin and throw, like when he's talking about, there's no power position, there's no movement in sports where the correct mechanics of like gaining power is like get it closer to you.
Mhm.
Like bring it in really close to you. That's where the power is.
Yeah.
There's none of it. Like when you swing a bat and you're coming through to hit the ball, this arm's straight.
Yeah.
You're not swinging the bat like close to your body so it goes faster,
Yeah.
right? Like no one's like hitting for power here.
Mm-hmm.
You're hitting for power out here.
Yeah.
So with the golf club, this is just staying straight, because as you're keeping that outer part out farther, as you spin, it's just keeping it out and getting more momentum.
Gotcha.
But it's not you're not like throwing this arm at it and you're not pushing this arm through. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like a union together. And it's really just about keeping it on the plane and then keeping it consistent. And if you keep this arm straight, it takes a lot of like movement out of your swing.
This makes sense.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. But yeah, I would have an easier time hitting the ball accurately just in my left hand.
Okay.
If I just had the club in my left hand and I were to stand there and like bring it back and then bring it through and hit it, I would be much more accurate with just my left hand.
Gotcha.
If I was going to try to hit it for power, I would hit it farther with just my right hand.
But you have no idea
But
what's
the
gonna go.
number of times that I would cleanly hit the ball would be very low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you're combining those two things together to create consistently in your strike and bringing power through with this.
Mhm.
Then also in golf, you can get like your hands in it. It depends. Like once your timing, same in disc golf, once your timing gets really good and you've done it however many thousands of times, then you can start to time up this like last second wrist into
Snap
it
something
to do
yeah.
to do like this little extra like snap into it.
Mhm.
So there's some golfers that are really good with that, and there's other golfers that are not.
Gotcha.
But if you get any like bullshit infomercial people telling you about golf, it's going to be a lot of wrist.
Gotcha.
Look at this. If you do that, look at how far you can just hit the ball with your wrist. Imagine you add that to your swing. Like, and it's just like, okay, dude, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're an elite golfer and you already have all the other mechanics like hammered in, yes, then you can add a little wrist to your swing.
Yep.
But taking somebody who has like faults in their golf swing and then adding wrist to it, like,
Yeah.
who knows where the fuck that ball's going to go?
Yeah, it's funny because like, I was just thinking about this too. And I was doing it without knowing I was doing it. Was like I'm trying to keep like I intend on going and like golfing, and I do think like I'd be pretty decent at it as long as I get like the good stuff. I'm just trying to keep my Word document blank until I talk to the right people of like this stuff, not like I'm gonna make all these notes off of an infomercial or some average guy that I've never seen play or doesn't even sound like they know what they're talking about, or I don't know if this is what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Overall, it was just like I'm just blank.
Yeah.
Just keep it blank. I don't want to develop like weird shit. Even though have been talking about this for a while now.
Regular golf swing, there's 3 points to the golf swing.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you hit those 3 points, you're good.
Yeah.
That's it. But like all the other shit that gets in there and whatever is like, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
There's 3 points. You're bringing the club back to where like the club comes back, and then you're bringing the club up, and then you're bringing it through. That's it. So there's 2 points. The ball's here, your club's here.
Yep.
Then you bring it back to right here. That's 1 phase.
Okay.
Then you bring the club up this way, 2 phase. So then it's across your body here, and then the 3rd phase you just bring it through.
So it's up, and then it like extends out, and then is coming through. Yeah. So it's not like it's not like a full circle like this.
No.
Okay. That was the thing that was like getting me for a minute, where I was like, okay, so this left arm straight is a thing. My brain kept automatically thinking like the club head is supposed to be this like semicircle around me, basically.
It is, but it's not on a like.
It's different.
Full, yeah,
it's
because your right arm bends.
Right.
And then your wrist bend.
Yeah, and then that's where like I had like a weird roadblock, where it's like these like aren't like connecting or something, whatever.
Yep.
So that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, the biggest issue that people have with golf is they don't address the ball right.
Okay.
Their relationship of where their club is to their body and then where the ball is to their body is wrong. And then when you do that, you have to move the club off of its natural gravity-driven plane to hit the ball. And then that creates a lot of like last-minute adjustments as you're swinging.
Okay.
If you just get to like, I'm putting the club up here. I now have a bunch of like potential energy. And then I'm just going to like unwind it. And as it comes through, it's going to naturally, because of gravity and how your body's like over the ball, it's going to naturally just come through right here and hit the ball.
Yeah.
So if you're lined up right, the club's in your hand right, and you're like addressing the ball properly, you just move your body this way, and then as you come back through, the club's going to hit the ball.
And that's how people can get really close to the ball in their practice swings without ever fucking touching it.
Yep.
Which is always like mind fuck me. I'd be like, dude, I'd for sure be the guy that accidentally hits the ball or something. Like, and also, why can't you just be like a little bit further back?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why take that little risk? Or, like, to me, it's a little risk.
Yeah.
To others who are way more in tune with it, it's like, dude, I'm right here. Like, the ball's right here, and the club head's coming right here. I'm never going to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Like, never? Really? Never. Not one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, when I do it, I'll do it with my driver, and it's mostly like, part of what you're doing is like just relaxing. You're trying to relax your body. But the other thing is like I'm trying to get my feet set right and be comfortable in my stance. So if I take a practice swing and then I move forward, you know what I mean? Like let's say like, all right, so I'm back off the ball. I take a practice swing and now I get and I reset at the ball. The point of that practice swing, I don't know.
Yeah.
So like I stand there and then when I take my practice swing, I'm just standing up a little bit.
Gotcha.
So instead of being like at the angle I want to be at with my body, I'm just like standing up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing like a little bit of the swing.
Gotcha.
And then I'll go up and address it.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never hit a ball in the practice swing that I can remember.
Yeah. I'm getting excited to do this.
When you watch like pro golfers golf, like the crazy shit is like if you could watch at that speed where they're hitting the ball and like how ridiculously accurate they are where they're hitting the ball. So like if he's so far out and he wants to hit the ball and get like X amount of spin for it to come back. Like he's literally hitting a specific line. You know, they have the grooves on the clubs. Yeah. He's hitting a specific line with the top of the ball.
Okay.
Like
that's wild.
Like on demand. Like, okay, I want to draw this one all the way back. So he's not thinking like fifth line. But the reality is like he's hitting fifth line.
Yeah.
And if you lined up 20 golf balls in a row, it's literally going to hit the exact same spot on the club every time.
That's wild.
Yeah, like the same depth. Where like I'm hitting it. I sweep the ball. I don't like strike down on the ball. Okay. It's just the way that I learned, and it's really difficult to adjust. So like my trajectory is a little bit different than like other people's trajectories, but I'm accurate with it. My swing's good. I just like the way I make contact, and there's plenty of people that do it. I just sweep the ball off. I don't like come down under the ball. So my ability to generate backspin is a little goofy, and then that's why I will sometimes skull the ball.
Gotcha.
Because you're actually, if you do it right, you're actually hitting the ball into the ground.
Okay.
You're not hitting it off of the ground.
Yeah.
So there's a ball. It's hard to conceptualize.
No, I get it, because like when I would go and I would try to like smack a ball, I would like, one of the early things that I actually remember doing is hitting the ball into there, because I always thought like, basically if I squish the ball, or if I have it a thing and I like pinch it and I can like fire it, it comes out real fast. It was kind of the same thing, but I think I took it very like exaggerated, because I would just like hit the ball and then hit the ground, and then like the club was just basically going down.
Yeah.
So like similar-ish, I guess, kind
of.
of.
Yeah, you want to come
Yeah.
hit the ball and then the ground, and you actually kind of force the ball down into the ground a little bit, and then it comes up.
Gotcha.
And when those guys are putting a shit ton of spin on it, they're like coming down onto the ball.
Yeah.
Into the ground, and then the ball fires out.
Gotcha.
With a bunch of spin on it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that shot I'm not good at, because I sweep the ball. So
Gotcha.
I don't have a good like cut down on it. So if there's a green sloping away from me,
I'm
trying to like land it very specifically, like at the front. You know, like if I have like a, I can put some spin on it, but I'm never gonna like hit it and then draw it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta kind of like hit it and put a lot of height on it to hope that it'll like hit and kind of like land down direct and
then lose a bunch of steam.
Yeah, not like hit going forward.
Right.
But yeah, that's where I like, if I'm golfing well, that's where I lose strokes.
Gotcha.
Because I'm coming into the green and then I'll hit the green and roll off.
Right.
Where like if you're a really good golfer, you're gonna hit the green and then sit right there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. So that's why I do better after it rains, because the green's softer, so it doesn't hit and bounce and roll as hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Makes sense.
If you play the pros, like play the courses the pros play, getting it to stop on the green is like fucking impossible.
That's wild.
Yeah. Like that. It's like linoleum. It's like it's like a tile floor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
like you hit the ball on there and it can like hardly be going, and it'll just
keep going.
Go right off. Yeah.
That's crazy. I remember I don't know who hit this. But just like there was a random kick where I was going through like PGA highlights of the year or the tournaments, yada yada. One of them was this guy. It was a par 3. I want to say it was like 180 yards or something, so like a shorter-ish one, whatever. And he cooked it like pretty strong. Hit on like the far side. It sloped to him. He hit on the tall side and then just rolled up like just barely, like a half inch into like the fringe, like the long grass, whatever. And then it was just like sitting there. And then an air molecule hit it, I guess, or something. And it like rolled off the grass blades and then just started rolling. And then they're like, wait, what's happening right now? Like it's moving, so it's in play.
Yeah.
And then it keeps going. And then they're just like, it's going towards the flag. It's going towards the hole. It's so close to like it's going in. And it was just like, what the shit just happened?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of insane.
So there's a golfer, Phil Mickelson.
Mm-hmm.
He's an older guy, and he has the best short game of all time.
Okay.
So he's left-handed, big lefty, and I think he's left-handed, right?
He's the one that's got the crazy swing, or is that Bubba?
Bubba's got the crazy swing.
Okay.
So Phil Mickelson, I can't remember if Phil Mickelson's left-handed. Anyways, he has the greatest short game in the history of golf. So they did
ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of
what's considered short game? Like how far is it? A distance?
Wedges.
Okay.
So it's going to be like 9-iron and in.
Okay.
Pitching wedge, maybe 9-iron's a little bit far, but like let's say it's a 9-iron.
Okay.
So 150 yards.
Okay.
Maybe a little over.
Okay.
150 yards and in. But for short game, let's just say it's 125 yards and in.
Okay.
Is what they're talking about. So he's on this fucking hole. They did a thing with like Aaron Rodgers, DeChambeau, Phil Mickelson, and Tom Brady.
Okay.
And they were playing. So like he's mic'd up. So they're like talking shit and whatever.
Yeah.
And Phil Mickelson's like, yeah, what you want to do here is you're just going to want to hit it up onto the backside, like the high backside of the green, and then it's going to like roll up there and stop, and then it's going to come back down and roll towards the hole.
Okay.
And that's kind of what you're doing here. And it looks kind of a little something like this, and you just fucking like roast this ball. Sure as shit, dude. Like goes up, hits the green, rolls up, stops, and then it's like rolls back down, comes right back at the hole. He's like, yeah, you're going to want to do something kind of like that. You're
really?
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he did this shot, which since has become famous, and he's become semi-famous for it. He had a ball in a sand trap at the top of the sand trap. Okay. And you couldn't get down to the ball to hit it. So sand trap, you cannot ground the club before you hit it, which means your club cannot touch the ground before you hit the ball.
Okay.
So you can't address the ball with your club. You have to hold your club in the air. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like when the ball's on the fairway, you can put your club
I'm 100%.
down. Okay.
100%.
So because there was a knot of grass, like he's at the edge of the sand trap, there's no way to like...
Yeah, because it's like that layer and then the sand here and
so
the ball right in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he can't come down into the ball. And he's like trying to figure out like how to get to it. So he turns around and faces away from the hole.
Okay.
Facing the gallery. Okay?
Yeah, and just smokes an old lady. I know that's not it.
Comes up,
Yeah.
comes down, hits the ball, and gets far enough under the ball that as he comes under, he actually scoops the ball up onto his club. It stays on his club as he comes up, and then it flings it over his head behind him. Puts it on the green, and it rolls up by the pin.
So he can like carry the ball and then throw it behind him.
Full swing, though. Yeah, like a full swing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, so it goes up on his club, and then it flings out behind him over his head. So he's facing this way, and he's hitting the ball that way.
Yeah.
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 Straight up.
Hitting, throwing.
Right
whatever.
up over his head, hits the green, whoosh, rolls up. I think it was like 10 feet from the pin.
Oh, my God.
And everybody's like, what
when
the
was
fuck?
this?
This was a while ago. He's done it
Okay.
plenty of times now.
Okay.
But they had a thing where this guy was like talking to Phil Mickelson, and he's like, oh, you're the best. He's like, well, how much do you believe in me? And the guy's like, wholeheartedly. He's like, all right, so if I put a ball in front of you to hit full strength at you, you believe that I'm going to get it over you? And the guy's like, yeah, 100%. And he's like, we'll see. So he puts this fucking golf ball down on the ground. Dude standing like 8 feet in front of him.
Oh, my God.
Mickelson takes a full fucking swing and just launches this ball like right over the guy's face. Dude never flinched.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, you know you're fucking good at short game when that dude didn't even flinch.
Holy
Like that dude just stood there,
shit.
and he knew like sure as shit, like he's not going to hit me.
Yeah.
He just went right over him.
So he hit it like straight up, basically? Yeah.
Yeah. Just roasted it like straight up over him. But he was like 6 feet away from him. Like hardly enough for like the club to clear. You know what I mean? Like his club cleared, and that dude's like a couple feet back from that.
Yeah.
Dude never
like
flinched.
he was more in danger of getting hit by the club than the ball.
Basically.
Yeah.
So when we were playing Pine Hills, that dude, the single dude's going through, and it was the one where you throw out the tunnel where you're saying Dan threw that sweet forehand shot.
Yes.
First round, I roasted that shot. It was awesome. Turnover on the outside came, drifted out. I was like, money. Second time, I just got a little bit low. I was like I got it over, it hit, and then rolled right into the shit on the left, but I was on the edge of it, so I wasn't in it. I still had like a standstill or a run. I still had to run up.
Gotcha.
So that dude came through there, and then I was talking to him. So he's like, you guys can throw, and then I'll throw. So we throw our second shot. I just threw a flex with the nuke, got into the center. I was like, I don't know how far out, 60 or 70 out.
Mm-hmm.
That dude hits his shot. I watch the ball go in the air, and then I hear the fucking weeds. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I couldn't figure out what happened. I watched the ball hit, and I was like, nice shot. He's like, I guess. And then he was standing there with a shaft with no head on it. The club head came right off and flew into the bushes.
Oh, my God.
He's like, I've never seen that happen before. I was like, it happened to me one time at a driving range with a driver.
Yeah.
I was like, when my swing was really good, I was just roasting drives out of the back of the driving range in Royal Oak.
Yeah.
Like, boom, over the net, boom, over the net, boom, over the net.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
My mom was there. And
That's
I was just
hilarious.
like, fucking killing these. And then, sure as shit, I hit one, and the fucking head of the driver came right off the driver.
That's crazy.
So I went in to ask the guy, and the guy laughed. And I was like, I really fail to see the humor in like the club of my head coming off.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's just funny that happened. I was like, or not.
Yeah.
You know,
I was like, get a new
I was like,
club
can you
now?
guys get? Well, I had to get it put back on. I was
Yeah.
like, can you get it, or like, can I go out there? Like, what? He's like, yeah, the guy that drives the car will get it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I was like so pissed because like the club's like $400.
Yeah.
And then like the club head came off, and it was just like, and the dude's like, oh, I was like,
Did he ever explain why it was funny?
no, I just stared him down and left. They got me the club head back though.
Did you get the club head put back on?
No,
Okay.
I got another driver.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It was sick though, because my swing, like at one point my swing was like fucking epic. So I went to the driving range to get a lesson. And the guy's like, what are you looking to get out of this lesson? And I'm like, I'm just looking to get more technically sound the way I strike the ball, whatever. And yeah. He's like, all right, cool, let me see you swing. That's why Sandy was there, because she had like gotten me this lesson.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I swing, and I just smack the shit out of this ball, and he's like, well, that looked pretty good to me. He was like, let's hit another one. So I smacked the shit out of the ball, and he's like, I don't know what I can do for you. I was like, all right, we'll try this. And then I hit another ball, and then I hit another ball, and he was like, well, let's see you hit your driver. And then I just like boom roasted the driver out of the driving range, and he's like, yeah, I don't know like what to do for you. He's like, I'm not really sure what you have a problem with. And I was like, well, I feel like I sweep the ball. And he's like, dude, you hit the ball so well. He's like, I wouldn't worry about it. He's like, if you try to like mess around with that, you're going to screw your swing up. He's like, your swing looks really good.
Yeah.
And you're hitting the ball really well.
Yeah.
He's like, do you want to work on some short game stuff? I was like, yeah. So like my whole lesson was like hitting balls out of the sand trap.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's just like, and I was like,
That's
all right, cool.
awesome.
I was like, the one day I actually get a lesson,
Yeah.
like my swing's better than it's ever been.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It'd be like going to get a putting lesson and then that day you just hit every putt. And the guy's like, what's the problem with your putt? And you're like, it's not normally like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just keep doing this, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So here's a question that I had,
Okay.
and I wanted to ask you, and I didn't get around to asking you on Sunday, so I figured I'd ask you today. But I'm trying to learn and develop a spin putt.
Okay.
So my putt, I previously meaning a couple years ago, I could stand still putt like 70 feet.
How you putt now?
How I putt now.
Yeah.
I could do it 70 feet, accurate, whatever.
Yeah, because you have a pretty spinny putt, and you have a pitch putt, but at the end, like you really fire it out. Like from what I've seen, you snap your wrist to get it to go.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, like you kind of have like the spush kind of putt, whatever, because you do get like some spin on it. At the end.
But not a lot of spin.
Yeah.
Yes. So my thought process is like, I pay taxes for wind.
Okay.
Like definitely. And then now for whatever reason, like 60 is about as far as I can get it accurately. And then after that, I'm just kind of like, here we go. So I was trying to develop like a separate, not change my putt, but add a separate spinnier putt for like when I have headwind or like when I'm going to do a farther putt or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what would your process be to like take my putt and then add spin to it, or just a completely different putt?
I can tell you how I learned how to spin putt.
Okay.
It was with Mike Rabin in his backyard.
Yeah.
Like just fucking around. And I don't know if it was intended to be like this or what. I don't remember exactly. But Rabin's a spin putter. I'm a pitch putter. He started throwing pitch putts to like make fun of me or whatever. And like, oh, look what I can do. Yada, yada, blah, 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 whatever. And then I started like, oh, look what I can do. This was before he had that mustache, though.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And
shout out Rabin.
Yeah.
Solid human being.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, solid human being.
I've always enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah.
But anyways, so like we were in his backyard, and I forget why I was there, but he started like pitch putting. So I tried like him putting, like trying to hit his discs out of the air. So it eventually became a game of he's learning how to pitch putt by just like lobbing them and making like difficult targets for me to hit. I'm literally trying to like see where the disc is going and just get it there as fast as I can. And that's how I learned how to spin putt.
Yeah.
And I just like took that and I just altered it into like I'm just doing that to the basket type thing. So I mean, that's how I learned how to do it. There was also like Feldberg doing the pitch spin putt drill or whatever, where you lob one up high and you try to beat the other one there with the second one.
Yeah.
And you just kind of go from there. So I don't know how it works for you, mentally, physically, to try to get to
I forgot about the pitch spin.
Yeah.
I remember watching that video. That video is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. But I think it is like a similar way, like how I learned with Ray. It was just more fun because we're both learning a different kind of putt and just trying to fuck with each other. And it was like all sorts of whatever. And then we started getting like pretty good at it. Like he's got pretty good at pitch putting when he needs to. I got decent at spin putting when I need to. It's just getting the feel. Like, I don't know. It doesn't matter how I putt. It's just a lot of it is the feel in the fingertips. And like, if my thumb comes off at like the wrong point, and like we've talked about it before, I get like the derpy hand type thing.
Yeah. I had a sweet derpy hand yesterday.
Did you?
Oh, so good. I hit some.
They're the worst.
I hit some pretty decent long putts. I hit one like around a tree. Like I was putting well, and then I had the one that I had where I did that crazy hyzer flip, long late turnover drive.
Yeah.
That putt.
Yeah.
My hand was like, oh, I was like, God damn it.
Of course.
I tried to blame it on the bugs, but it was just because my hand didn't work.
Yeah. It fell asleep. It blacked out.
It was attached to someone else's body.
Yeah, I don't know. I think probably your best bet, like if you're here by yourself when you go into the yard or something, literally just, I wouldn't worry too much about lobbing it,
no,
but just like spin that right in. Yeah. Because it's just going to force you to like
do it.
Even if you're not making your pitch putts, like you're just trying to beat it there before the disc hits the ground, basically.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get it there if you just like la-di-da it.
Yeah.
So it's going to take some effort. But I think it's like a super useful thing to have no matter what. Like even if you're mainly like a pitch or like, I don't know, a spin straddle putter, like learn how to stagger, learn how to whatever, like get yourself into the different positions, whatever. Like if you're behind a tree, pinched off this and that, at least you have experience when you get into that spot, because it will happen one day or another. And then like just being confident enough to execute the shot, like instead of like, I've never thrown this before, so I have no idea what's going to happen. You at least have like, I don't know, some safety net to it where you can at least like feel good enough about it to like get it off.
Yeah, because I feel like stagger putt, straddle putt, I have like the same confidence in both.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that I naturally putt, I feel like I can do that. My straddle spin, I have like some confidence in.
Mm-hmm.
So if I need to like throw like a longer putt and I need to like, it's just because it's in between my legs, it's more natural to like just, you know what I mean? Just like put a little extra like spinner zip. Otherwise, I really just have this little bit that I put on it when I do it.
Yeah.
But when I stagger, like I don't know what to do. Like I'm just like, how does this work? Where's my elbow go? But I think like, you know, I'm decent with a step through putt, like as I do my stagger.
Yeah.
But then like trying to do a stagger like spin, I just instantly I'm like, I might as well be left-handed. I'm like, wait, what am I trying to do here? How does this fucking work?
Yeah.
And it's just a thing of like just having all those in your bag, being able to have this, being able to do this, being able to do this. So I got a low, like for me, it's like a low ceiling shot that's 35 feet out.
Mm-hmm.
If I hit it exactly and I get between these two leaves, you know what I mean? Like my regular putt's going to do it. I'd rather have something else where like I can just like go to a spin and just do it like more of a line drive shot.
Yeah, totally. I know when I like to spin putt, more times than not, I like I put with Warlocks, basically putt and approach AVRs, so they have like like stability to them. Like they're pretty neutral, but slowing down, like they're gonna everything's gonna hyzer out. But if I put them on an Annie, they'll kind of come out of that Annie and flatten, and then stay flat for a while, and then kind of hyzer out. But like that movement isn't too much unless I'm really like making it a real dramatic shot. Like if you have to like go up high and then like really pan it, I can trust that it's going to go up and then pan enough to where it's not going to roll into the ground, but it's just going to kind of slide through the air to the right and then just like hit and sit, whatever. And then the other thing kind of just depends on the wind. So like in most winds, I'll throw that kind of putt where it's like the Anthon, like throw it in an Anheuser and it falls flat in the air, and then you're just like playing that. So you're throwing a straight shot, but you're not starting it out straight, kind of thing. The other one I like that I tend to, I don't know, like I don't even know specifically what it is. It's just like a feeling where I'm just like, just throw it on a hyzer and then just play that angle like all the way in.
Yeah.
And then just call it a day, like kind of thing. Because I don't necessarily bank on like making those. I just bank on like, I'm going to give it a good run. And if it works, great. If not, like I'm just right there, because my normal putt that I feel more confident in, I just can't do it. Like I had a sick one at Pine Hills on after we let that guy play through, where you're throwing over that green. I went onto the green on my original drive, took my Cali shot. I like provisional. So like if it's on the green, I'll take this one. If it's not on the green, I'm good. I get 2 from there or whatever it was. I was on the green, so I took it from my short one, and then I threw up. I hit the tree right by the basket, and I knew how I hit the tree. It's for sure going to roll away. It rolled further than I thought, but I wasn't too surprised. Terrible wind, pitch putt around the tree. Like I can see the basket on the left side.
Pitch putt or spin putt?
My normal's pitch putt.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like pitch. How can I do my normal putt? I stand off to the left, right behind it, to the right. See what I can like. What part of the basket can I see? What's the wind like? And I was like, yeah, pitch putt's gonna be like real dicey. If I could, and then that's when I'm like, well, can I run it spin putt? Yeah, I for sure can run it spin putt. I guess I want to make it, so the only way to make it is spin putt. And just like annied it super hard around the tree, and then just drifted right. I heard chains. I couldn't see it going, and then I knew it was in, because they were like, dude, you got to be kidding me. So I was like, sick 3.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't have a spin putt, I'm laying up a 40-footer. Like it seems dicey. And then like a pitch Annie, like those are hard.
Pitch Annies are real hard.
Real hard.
Yeah.
They're doable, but they're hard.
Yep.
I'd rather spin putt the Annie.
When I hit the pitch Annie, it's a bonus shot.
Oh, big time.
For sure.
It's more of a bonus than making the spin putt.
Because it's coming in. You got to come almost across it and hit it on the way back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're coming in on the Annie this way, if you don't hit the front of the chains, like if you just come into the side, it's not going in. It's not going to stay in.
Yep.
It's just coming in it's not coming in with enough sideways momentum to push in.
Yeah.
It has to come in and get caught.
Yeah.
You know, so I always feel like if I make those, it's a bonus, especially on like a straddle. If I have a straddle pitch,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, you know,
Something,
like, yeah, I have to come across to like, I'm trying to come across to the chain to the right side of the center.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I like come into the chains. I'm not trying to like come in here. We're on the hyzer side. I'm trying to come into the side. I'm not trying to come into the front.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd say mess around. I think the Fierce would be a sweet spin putt, like disc, but those for me are like they're gonna be longer flyers or something. So maybe like a spin putt. Maybe you want something like more like your Challenger. Maybe you like the Fierce. Maybe you need less stable or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think for the spin, I'd probably try it with the Challengers.
Yeah.
Just because I kind like my grip, if I go to a spin, is a little bit different.
Okay.
And I feel like I like the Challenger better because I like a little bit of a deeper rim because I'm using the rim more.
Mm-hmm.
Even like on my pitch putt, like even though I am putting some spin on it, like my finger's on the outside of the rim and it's more of like the center of the disc.
Right.
And I'm pitching it up. Or when I go to the spin, I'm more on the rim, and I like my fingers in, and I'm more like gripped on the disc.
Yeah.
So I think like I like the Challenger. The other thing is just a confidence thing because I'm just thinking like, even though I'm not, I'm just thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking shoot off on me like I'm getting that much spin on. I don't even get that much spin on my drive. But,
yeah, exactly.
You know.
That's like the same thing that I get like with driving. I think I told you, but like sometimes it's like maybe I'll just get really a hold of it and I'm scared or something, and
I'm
it's
gonna
like
kill someone.
Yeah, and it's like, so do it.
Yeah.
Rip it over, see what happens or whatever, which
Yeah.
is kind of what happened when I was there. And I was like, oh, it's just going to go like boom sauce type something, whatever.
That's what I was doing at Pine Hills. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to break the fear of like coming over it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, it's probably not going to just go fucking bananas. I'm probably just going to get the angle wrong, and it's just never going to come out of it and slide into the ground.
Did you range find a lot out there?
Yeah.
Did you range find holes a lot to see if the numbers were right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because a lot of the ones that I did were like some were pretty close, and then others were like 100 feet off.
Hole 16 is not even fucking close.
16 on
The second course we played. No, on the first course we played.
First course we played.
The first and third round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said like 277 or 287. It was 345.
17. The straight one into the little island cove thing?
No, it's like down the fairway.
No.
You tee off, it's down the fairway. Where we were doing our playoff.
Oh, yeah.
It said 287. It's 345. Dan threw it right to it.
Oh, that's 16.
16. That's
Yeah. I thought you said 17.
No, 16.
Sorry.
Dan threw it right to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, I knew it was wrong. I didn't say anything about the number.
Yeah.
The first round we played, and then Dan threw a mid, and it was like right by the basket. And I was like, how far is that hole? He's like, I don't know, like 287, like the sign says.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's 345.
Yeah.
He was like,
Brad shot it too. Yeah, I think it was Brad. Either way, from the cart, from like right next to the pad. He's like, it was 350 or something.
Yeah.
I
ended up shooting a bunch of those when I was out there.
Yeah, I remember that hole. I think the basket's in the same position, but I think that tee pad was significantly closer and like in that tree line somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember it being more of like a straight shot, and then that was a change just to make it a little harder-ish, I guess.
I don't know what my deal with that hole is, but I held it out to the right. Like, I was still fine. I was inside the circle or just outside the circle, and I made the putt every time except when it mattered.
Yeah.
In the playoff.
Yeah.
But I had 2 times. I played the hole 4 times that day.
Uh-huh.
I had twice where like it just came out of my hand and went low. Still went dead straight and ended up pin high.
Yeah.
But was like a foot off the ground the entire way.
That's funny.
Yeah. Twice. It only happened twice all day. Both of them were on that hole. Just
perfect.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
It's not like the whole time I'm just thinking, get it up higher in the air and it'll end up more to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And like smoke it. If you blow by the hole, you blow by the hole. But like I just kept leaving it like pin high, 25 feet out to the right, 30 feet out to the right, 35 feet out to the right. And it was like, dude, just put it higher in the air.
Yeah.
And throw it harder. And if
Yeah.
you end up 30 past it, then you end up 30 past it. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And my body just would not
Just fucking do it.
It's
Hi,
like,
you can't make me.
it's like, I'm going to leave it in the same spot
Yeah.
again.
There was some holes out there, like 17 and 18 on that same course, where I remember before, like, really having to like heave hoe it or try extra hard or something, and then like getting there, and then both times I was like, it looks as long as it did before, but I'm just gonna like still like how I was throwing my shots all day, like mentally. I'm like, I'm just gonna do that and see what happens or whatever. And then both times it went long and like hyzers. I was like, okay, so I broke something there, which is like a good break.
Yeah.
Because before I remember like, I think I played with Skylar and Bart. and both of them like got to places where I'm like, I should be like being able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, or close. And then I was just like struggling or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe like I'm losing my distance, yada, yada. You got to take it.
No.
Okay. And then that was like just a sweet, like, okay, I figured out like, or relearned something, whatever it was. I feel like I have a really good mental grasp on what it was I was doing that day. And I'm excited to go play again. So I'm probably going to go out tomorrow. I was going to, leagues crossed my mind. And then I was like, I can't podcast.
Yeah.
Because I was going to go to firefighters, try to like, I don't know, take someone to a win, something, take each other to a win, whatever.
Yeah. I finally got the angle on the last hole when we were throwing. I had a couple good drives that like got some distance and got some boom on them. But then when we were throwing extra shots after we had finished the playoff, like finally on that one, like I got a couple, and it was the force.
Yeah.
Because like my I don't know what, and I just have to break it. I just have to break my brain in terms of what I think about discs. Because I like let most things go on a hyzer flip. If I let the Zeus go on a hyzer flip, it's not going to kick up and carry over and then come back. It's going to like hardly get up to flat for me, maybe get up for flat for a little bit, and then come over to the left. So in my brain, I'm thinking then like if I let it go flat, it's going to like drift over and then come back. And if I put a little force over on it, it's going to like hold the force over and then come out of it and come back, and I'll get like a max distance shot. But the reality is when I let it go flat, it comes over a little bit to the right and then just goes fucking straight and then like kind of comes out of it and hits the ground because I'm not throwing it high enough. Or if I put something over on it, it just never comes out of it and goes to the ground. It just like almost like flies itself into the ground and then hits and slides. And I'm like, cool. So I was fucking around with the nuke a little bit. And when we went to Birchfield like months ago, I was fucking around with that like in the field warming up. And like I boomed the shit out of the nuke once because I got it like up in the air on enough over. It held for long enough and then stayed in the air and came all the way back across. And it was like 40 feet longer than all the other drives I drove. And I was like, I should work on that. And then just haven't.
Yeah.
But recently I've like really tried to like work on that angle. But the Zeuses that I have, I just couldn't get that angle right. I just kept like going to the ground with it before it would come out of it. Even when I put it up higher in the air, it would just then just like travel farther, you know?
Yeah.
And then at the end, tried it with the nuke, did okay. Didn't really, I got the nose up a little bit, so I kind of came out of it early. And then finally the last shot I threw with the force, I got the nose angle down and it just fucking went.
Really?
Yeah. It was like one of the farthest drives I probably ever threw.
That's
and
awesome.
It's like it just held on there and it held on for like quite a while and then flattened out and then came back and like on 17, I was like past the pin. I went like right over the green and landed like in the grass, like past the green or whatever. And I was like, cool. Cause I didn't try to like kill it. I was just trying to like keep the angle and get like some juice on it. And I was like, okay, so maybe I should fuck around with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of trying to do it with the Zeus, like, cause then I get gun shy.
Once
it doesn't come out of it once or twice, then when I'm throwing it, I'm just not even putting in, like I'm not putting all the power into it because I'm so nervous it's not going to come out of it. And then the whole point of throwing that shot's gone.
Yeah.
like the whole point is to like force it over and put like all of it into it and know that the disc is going to come out of it.
Yeah.
When instantly you're like, well, I shouldn't put everything into it because then it's not going to come out of it. Then why not just throw the fucking hyzer flip?
Right.
At that point. Like there's no advantage. Like, so I don't know. So maybe I just got to work on the force a little bit. I only own a couple of them, but take them out and just fuck around with them.
Probably.
Because I have Mott this weekend. I have a tournament on Sunday at Mott. And like, I need distance.
Yeah.
Like not a lot. I need a lot of distance, not that often. But there's a few shots out there that like, I need to be able to count on. Like this is going to come back because there's a lot of OB. And I need to know like, I'm going to get this distance and it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Because that course out of bounds can just take you right the fuck out of it.
Still need to get out to Mott.
A lot of stinging nettles.
Perfect. I would much rather stinging nettles than mosquitoes.
Maybe both. I don't know. Because the Flint River goes right through there.
Yeah.
Mott's awesome, dude. I love it. And it's a great tournament to play course on, or to play a tournament on, because like you just get in this corner of like, dude, if you fuck up, it's kind of smart. Like there's a smart way to play it. Because there's really not an advantage to the risk in a couple of spots, and people take the risk a lot, and I just don't fucking get it.
Gotcha.
Because you can blow up. If you throw hole 13, you're going to get a 3.
Okay.
You're going to get a 3. Yeah, if you have like huge distance and you're super confident and there's no wind, you might be able to get a 2.
Okay.
I've never seen it, but you could. So I just look at like I throw it inbounds, fading to the right. I'll throw like something that's like maybe like my flippy. Well, I don't throw flippy. Maybe like my most stable pipeline or something like that. And I'll just throw it out to the left on a little bit of like an ante.
Okay.
And then just have it fade back a little bit. If it fades back, sweet. If it doesn't and just like hyzers off, I throw it hard enough that I'm not going to get fucked if it just goes totally straight.
Okay.
And then from there, it's a hyzer shot up to the basket with used to be a jokery, now whatever, zone or ringer, a banger or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
It's an easy hyzer shot, put it in. It's an easy 3. If you go for the hyzer shot over it and it doesn't come back and land in bounds, you're out of bounds 50 feet off the tee pad. And now you're like nestled up against that shit, and the shit's tall.
Yeah.
So you don't even really have so most people then just re-tee.
Gotcha.
And so I look at if you roast it and get it all the way up there,
how far is the hole?
It's in the 4s. It's probably high 4s.
Okay.
But it's a real specific shot coming in because the stuff is so tall normally. I don't know where it's at right now. So it's not just like throwing it out, having it come over, and then having it come back. It's when it's coming back that it's still high enough that it's not going to come back and then hit the 6-foot weed on the inbounds line and fall down and be a foot out of bounds. And then you lose 430 feet of distance.
Yeah.
It's not like just an OB line or a river or a pond.
Gotcha.
It's an obstacle that's 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
So when you throw the hyzer shot out and over, it's not just counting on that it's going to get back in bounds, but that it's coming in bounds with the height. So when people roast it and it gets out, you can tell right out of their hand, it's just not high enough.
Yeah.
You have plenty of distance, and if that shit wasn't there, it would gladly skip back in bounds and you're good.
But it's not.
It doesn't have the height. So as it comes back, it's 6 feet tall all the way across the OB. Yeah. So right as you start to drop down, it's just going to get caught up in that shit and you're not going to get back in bounds.
Gotcha.
So for me, I just look at guaranteed 3, and it's no stress. I'm not
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not ramping myself up.
Versus throwing the real high risk.
Hopefully
shot.
This works, or then it goes out of bounds, and now you're throwing for 3, 50 feet off tee pad. You're basically just re-teeing again because right up against that shit, you don't have a run up, you don't have a throw. So then you're I'll just re-tee. Now you're re-teeing for 3. It's dumb.
Yeah.
The next hole, it goes down and around the corner, and I think it's 666 feet.
Okay.
So that one, there's an advantage to throwing it and having it land in bounds up there and then having a shot to get up to the pin and taking the 3 versus taking the 4. But it's the same thing. If you throw it out over the out of bounds and it doesn't get back in bounds, you're gaining 70 feet off the tee pad, and you might as well just re-tee because you're so fucking close on that tall shit. How are you going to throw another shot anyways?
Gotcha.
So that one, you have to go out and over to get any kind of distance to get there. But it's the same thing. If you don't get it over and it comes back, or if you just throw a straight hyzer, I always end up just throwing a straight hyzer.
Okay.
I give up the distance on that shot and then just gun the fuck out of the second shot. And if I make it there, sweet. If I don't, sweet. I'll take a 4. Hopefully I'll take a 3.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
But
if it's a 4, no harm, no foul. Make it up somewhere else where
right.
you can. Yeah.
And then the next one, you have no choice but to just go over out of bounds. It's like a fucking tunnel shot that you can't really hit.
Okay.
And it's just all OB.
So it's similar to the hole at Pine Hills where how it's meant to be played is down the pinball alley of trees. But then there's just a gap to the right that as long as you just hit that one gap, you're way the fuck out there.
This one is you're throwing it over 6 foot tall OB.
Yeah.
And then on the left is the fairway, and the fairway's tight, and then it opens up to a landing zone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a path that cuts across this way, and then there's more 6 foot tall OB, and then there's a pond, and then there's the basket, and the whole left side the whole way down is OB.
Yeah.
So when you throw off the tee pad, if you can get 420 for sure, you'll go over the OB and then fall back in bounds, and you're safe.
Okay.
If you throw 400, if you go over the out of bounds, you got to make sure you're high enough to get over the out of bounds coming back in bounds.
Mm-hmm.
But if it carries too far left, you're back out of bounds again.
Gotcha.
Because you have to land in this landing zone.
Wild.
If you bomb it out and over, people that can really throw far, you get out and over, and then when you come back inbounds, you land in that pond.
Gotcha.
So there's a weird amount of getting aggressive off the tee pad without doing anything. So I always just throw a straight hyzer off of that, not trying to clear all the OB, just land kind of in the meat of the landing zone, and my miss is to the left. So that if I miss the landing zone, I go out of bounds far enough down the fairway that I can pitch up and take my 4. Because if you go out of bounds to the right, it's the same thing. You're 40 feet off the tee pad. You end up just re-teeing.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. But I've watched plenty of people throw a fucking force off the tee pad on that hole. It's hole 15. and they'll throw it off on the hyzer to throw like the single angle hyzer, and then it just flips over and just fades out to the right, and they're done.
Gotcha.
And then your team.
I was going to try to find it, but it's got me searching all tournaments that are going on right now.
Nice.
So whatever.
Let's take a pee break.
Okay. Pee break.
Word. Really?
How are you so stinky?
That wasn't me.
No,
And
it was. I heard you in
we're
there.
Back.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hold on.
I'm
getting onto another wait list.
I'll just go fuck myself.
I'm getting onto the Mott wait list. It's Saturday is the tournament, not Sunday.
Sunday.
Saturday, August 14th, 2021, Mott Park, Flintown Flyers, MPO Open, Brent Moreno, Caleb, Connor, Corey, Darren.
It's Saturday?
Yep.
Dude, good thing we checked that out.
Yeah.
Flintown Flyers Saturday. Whew, I almost scheduled up my Saturday. Wow, that'd have been so awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So awkward. I know. Open 8 people.
Yep. One waitlisted.
You.
Me.
Cool. Yeah, it's a really nice course. I really like playing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Good thing we looked. I would have totally.
You're welcome.
I would have totally missed the tournament.
I would have taken your spot.
Hashtag pro tip. Know what day your tournament is. Nailed it.
Also, just tip. I don't
Yeah,
think it takes a professional to understand that.
Yeah. Well, shit, that puts more pressure because I was going to try to get out there on Saturday.
Really?
Now I have to get out there on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try to get out there tomorrow or Friday or something.
Ooh. If you do tomorrow, I'd probably be willing to go.
Okay. I'll just have to check and see what I got going on.
Let me know. I forget what we were talking about.
We were just talking about Mott.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's cool. There's
reads and stuff. And
there's a
whatever.
variety of shots. There's a couple places that you can get fucked. And it's a cool tournament because, like, people can blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about that before.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple holes I think you watched people just lose the tournament on or just, like,
7.
entirely take themselves out of it.
That's where I watched one of the Dirty Dozen throw drive after drive after drive that all landed in bounds to take his round rating out of his rating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was it. On the first one that you throw over the shit to get back in bounds.
Gotcha.
The one where I throw out to the left and then it just fades.
I haven't played there.
No,
So
I'm just saying. The one that I was just explaining to you, like you just play for the 3.
Yeah.
He didn't play for the 3.
Yeah.
And then just went OB, re-teed, OB, and then just started rifling off shots to the left that were landing in bounds and just kept re-teeing.
Really?
Even though they were in bounds. He's like, that's out of bounds. And they weren't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And he took like a 14.
And then you were like, dude, that's in bounds. And he was like, nope.
No, we just sat there because he just kept going to his bag and throwing it out of bounds in his mind. But then when we got up there were like a couple of them that were inbounds.
Yeah.
And we were like, those are inbound. But he had already re-teed.
Yeah.
And then we played out the round. And then Delone just lit him up. Lit him up.
Was that the one he made a big long post about on Facebook about?
That Phil did?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
Maybe.
a couple years ago.
Okay.
Phil was like, you're a sponsored professional. You're representing a manufacturer.
Yeah, that's the post.
Yep. It was money.
Wow.
That was when I was like, I'm friends with you.
Yeah.
Because I had like been friendly with Phil.
Yeah.
But when I watched him do that, I was like, I'm friends with you.
Yeah.
Like,
we're friends. No, we're not. Yes, we are.
Needed to be said, and you're the guy to do it. I didn't know they had a martial arts background, but I was like,
oh, yeah.
This guy's pretty confident.
Yeah. I remember, I don't know. It was on the trip they were on, and I think at one point we did like the like shoving each other back and forth, and he shoved me like real good without like thinking about it. And then later on, I found out about like his martial arts background, his parents, his dad, and whatever, and him telling me some stories. And then I was like, okay. And then I think I like tested at one point just to see, and then it was like kind of the same thing as like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna fuck with you.
My bad.
Yeah, like if I have like. Obviously, if I had to, I would never fight Phil. I love Phil.
Yeah.
But if I had to, like I would, I'd just accept my death. I guess.
This isn't going to go well. Come on.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but that course is good. It has some good play. People always are going to bitch, about the OB and whatever it is.
Of course.
I have one hole on there. I think it's hole 12. I just can't figure out.
Okay.
I throw OB all the time.
Nice.
You throw over this butterfly enclosure. It's like a wildlife preserve area that you throw over, so you can't go in and get your disc. I've gone in. It's futile. Like if you throw in there, even if you go in there, you're not gonna fucking find it.
Really?
Because it's so tall, you can't see where it landed. Like you're just throwing over, but like you can't even see really into it. You're just throwing over, and then you're like, and you watch it land, and you're like, okay, I'm somewhere over by that bush, and then you get in there, and it's like so fucking thick, so tall, so it, like you just can't find it. So there's like going for it, which is a big shot. It's a big hyzer to get like over there, but there's like a tree in the way, so you can't really throw a hyzer. You kind of have to throw like a flex.
Okay.
And there's like a way to like bitch out where you just like throw the hyzer and then cut the corner, land there, pitch up and around, and try to get the 3. If you can get over it the long way, it's an easy 3. Maybe you have a shot at a 2. I don't know how many birdies actually go down there. So my shot to get over it, to like try to make a go at it, is a hyzer flip. And like the minute it flips, if it kicks to the right at all, you're done. It's not going to make it. And then who the fuck knows where it is?
Yeah.
And like so I've thrown the hyzer to cut the corner and just take like the bitch route, and I still end up out of bounds. I don't throw it far enough. Like it's a weird thing because like how you throw the hyzer to like cut the corner and take like the short route is still I don't know. I just don't have the shape in my head. And then there's the river. Like there's some tree. The ground goes and then it goes down. Then it's flat. Then there's some trees there and there's the river. So if you just juice the corner to cut it, you can go out of bounds that way too. Yeah. So it's just like a really weird shot that I don't have in my head. And every time, like I don't get nervous the entire round, except for that hole. I'm just standing there and I'm like, what do I do here?
How you just know you're about to throw OB.
I just know I'm about to take a 5. I know I'm about to take a 5 because then you go out of bounds.
Is it a par 4?
I don't know. I don't know if it's. I never pay attention to the par.
Yeah.
But if you go out of bounds, it's a 5 because the drop zone shot is like a fucking terrible shot too. So like you're throwing for 3. Yeah. You're not going to park it. So you're going to throw, you're going to land, and then you're going to get up and down. It's going to be a 5. So the minute I let go on my drive, I'm like, there's a 5. Like just and like
audibly, like to everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Because like I'm usually doing well up to that point. Like that's where I'm like I'm good because like I get at the beginning of that course and I can just like rip it up. Yeah. So like through 7, I could be like 5 down, and like do like I'm in it. Like 1, park it. 2, park it. 3, I'll throw this really random shot, park it. Yeah. 4, like before they move the pin back, I would just park the shit out of 4. 5, fucking park it. So I'm like 5 down through 5. 6, I never birdie. It's like this big, long, weird kind of shot for me. So I just play for the par, and then 7, I can like throw and park it. So I'm like 6 down. You know what I mean? Like maybe I missed 1 or 2 of them, but I'm like 4 or 5 down. And then the next ones I just play for par because they're like long holes, and it's not worth it for me to try to like get it all there. But maybe I'll birdie one of them, maybe I won't. Then the next one, I'm just playing for the par. Next one, I'm just playing for the par, and then I get to 12. Yeah. And I'm like 5 down or something. And I'm like, sweet, let's go. And then I'm like, there's a 5. Yeah. And then I'm like limping out
3
of it.
down.
Yeah. I'm like limping out of it into like hole.
Yeah. Maybe that's what you should start saying. As soon as you throw it, when you're 5 down, well, 3 down.
Yeah. I just never, like the one year I played that early in the year, and it was when I forced myself to just play with all really understable. Okay. So that shot specifically is really not an understable disc shot. And I remember, like, I only took understable shit, like, on purpose to make me clear up my form. And I was like, if I don't do well at the tournament, I don't do well at the tournament. But this is the only way where I'm going to, like, really force myself to, like, count on it and be able to count on it. So, like, a lot of those shots are hyzers. And I'm just playing with, like, Skylar and, like, someone else, and they're just throwing hyzers. And I'm just, like, constantly throwing
and they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I'm just constantly throwing the most difficult shot. But I was just trying to, like, clean my form up, you know? And
the magic of the Crank SS.
Well, it was like Thrashers and Hades and whatever it was. I don't even know if it was with the Hades, but yeah, it was like all these like hyzer flips. And then I remember like getting to that hole and being like, you really don't have a shot on this with the hyzer flip. Like it's really not, like you need the hyzer. And I remember just standing there like, here we go. And I remember it was my Will Goringer Tour Series fucking ESP Thrasher. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to hyzer this, and then stood up on the throw. Like right as I came through, I just stood up on it, and it just went like up and over, and I was like, that's gone. Sure as shit, went in between rounds, found 3 discs in there, didn't find it. Nice. Guy found it like months later, called me. I was like, yeah, dude, we should meet up. That was it.
Don't have it back.
No, he was cool.
Okay.
He was going to meet up. I was never. Like, I'm not going to drive out to Flint to get the disc back.
We weren't just like, here's $10 and you can ship it to me or something?
I didn't really think about it. Oh, okay. It's probably somewhere still in my messages from 2 years ago.
Still has it.
And then you still got that Thrasher?
Yeah. Maybe. Did I have a box of discs that are like lost and found whatevers that like it's not something I'm gonna throw. I don't necessarily want to throw it, or like I just haven't. If it's something that I haven't heard back from, then I'll start throwing it if it's something I want to throw. If it's all like whatever nonsense and it's not even worth like trying to sell, like it just lives there.
Yeah.
For however long.
I have that with my Red Wings bag.
Yeah.
I just have like some disc in there. I'm just like, that pulse, I got to call that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing. Like if he doesn't call me, I'm not going to start throwing it.
Right.
Because I don't want to then have to get it. Like the only pulses you can get are ledgestone pulses.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the swirl, whatever, like the Talon. I love that Talon, but it's the same thing. It's like sparkle, whatever Talon, ledgestone. It's $20, $25. Like if I ever lose that one, I'm going to be on the hunt.
Yeah. It was funny. I got I don't know why Twitter. I have Twitter set to like send me notifications. Like I follow a couple of whatever's. One of them being the Innova Factory Store and Pro Shop, whatever it is. And I got their notification yesterday at 9 randomly. Hey, tweeted out whatever, blah, blah, blah. Really, the tweet was an hour and a half ago, and it was about the new Firebirds that dropped or whatever. And then I was like, I didn't realize, and I was like, wow, they sold out really fast. And then I was like, let me say I went back, and it was like an hour and a half old tweet. And I was like, what the shit? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Those are so crazy. Why they're worth so much money.
Yep.
It's bonkers. Bananas. What tournament was Sexton at where he was like, he had 3 of those Firebirds in his bag. He had probably like close to $1,000 worth and like a handful of discs. I don't remember. It was a practice round.
He sold one for like $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Yeah. So I remember the one thing he's like, yeah, this is like probably like $3,000 and this is like whatever. And it's just like,
dude,
holy
that's crazy.
Shit. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
So did you watch I know it came up on the team chat, but did you watch the skins match from Eagle Crossing?
Yes. That course is sick.
So
that course is so sick.
I'm kind of baffled.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's something that like I joke around with Will all the time. Disc Golf Heaven was like my idea if we ever won the lottery.
Yeah.
Like the whole setup and this and that and whatever. But like, I don't know what that dude's about. But like, it's a 400-acre lot that he owns.
Yep.
And then brought out the guy that's the owner of Gateway.
Yep.
I was like, I want you to design this crazy course. And then they just built it as he was designing it. With crazy equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he even said, like, this is what happens when you have someone who can build a course and money.
Yeah.
Is what he said.
A lot of money.
Yes,
yeah.
is what he said.
Yeah.
Like, that was, I laughed. And I was like, yeah, of course. And like, and good on you guys for him, whoever else a part of doing it, for doing it or allowing it to exist, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just wondering, like, who's the guy?
Oh, like the head guy or
the
something?
Owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's that guy? Where's the money from? And what's his game plan? Because like a course like that, like you could charge $20. Like, all right, you want to play? It's $20.
Maybe that's what it is.
And maybe it's like a for profit over time thing. But I was just thinking like, yeah, if you had an excavating company and you owned all of that equipment, right?
How easy it would be to just do it.
Like to just do it. Like you just buy this sweet plot of land for millions of dollars or whatever the fuck it is. Who knows? I don't know where it's at. I don't know how much land
Missouri,
is out there.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's in Minnesota.
Yeah. Minnesota, yeah.
But like, I don't know how much land is. I don't know how much the plot of land was, but like to own all that equipment is fucking bananas. And then just be like, yeah, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Like,
and then just grew grass.
And then do it. Yeah, those tee pads. How dope are those tee pads?
Those are so sick. That's probably one of the most impressed things I was
me.
about was the tee pads.
I was like, dude, real tee pads.
So cool. I love Conrad. He's like, I don't know what to do with my feet. Like,
should I still start off the back? I don't have to. Then he fucked up that drive, and he's like, I think I should still start off the back. It's kind of a mental thing. Like, you finally have the ability to just run on the tee pad.
Yeah, it just don't. It fucks with you.
Yeah, I liked how they were colored.
Yeah.
Like, it was fucking so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super fucking cool. Like, super cool. And then Eagle, I didn't know Eagle's dad was a stonemason, and then just him, like, being so, I don't know. Sometimes he's a weird talker to me, but, like, he was extra, like, his words weren't coming out right. But he was like, dude, with the stonemasonry or whatever. I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see. And then I was like, oh, okay. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, it's super fucking cool.
Giant crocodile, like all of it. And I was just like, yeah. So my idea was, is that there were going to be 2 courses.
Uh-huh.
And in the middle of the 2 courses, like you're going to tee off from this course going that way. You're going to tee off from this course going that way. And then this course is going to be like a wooded course, and this course is going to be more of like an open bomber course. And then in between the middle of the 2 courses is going to be like rows of cabins, like little 700 square foot. One
like B&Bs, whatever.
Yeah, and then you could like stay there. There'd be nets, you know what I mean, like to protect the cabins from discs getting hit.
Yeah.
But then you could stay there, and so like if you if we had a pro tour event there, like you could rent one of those cabins for beaucoup bucks, and then you could just sit there and watch the fucking shit go down and do all that. And then one of them was going to be like one theme, and one of them was going to be another theme, and then it's going to be all built around that theme.
Yeah.
Like whatever it was going to be, like a gladiator. I think one of them was like gladiator.
Yeah.
So it was going to be like all like Roman themed. You know what I mean?
That'd be sweet.
And have like a Colosseum and like all this crazy shit and whatever. And then the other one, I think was more like a medieval theme. It was like the dragon. Like I slayed the dragon, and it was going to be like, you know, like a drawbridge, like all this crazy shit and like everything like built up around it. And then when I saw that guy and I saw that course, I was like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like just build like the most ridiculous badass course and just like accessorize the shit out of it, make it super nice.
Yeah.
Do that, and then it'll be like a ridiculous destination. Go and like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it'd be sweet. Dan in that chat made the joke of like team road trip to whatever, and I said, yeah, and that was like not a joke.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to go.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
When I was watching that, I was like, yeah, like that's it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I took a lot from what Simon said too when they were interviewing at the beginning, and he was just like, yeah, just like, I almost get emotional, like even knowing that this exists. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. You know?
It's crazy. Like to have, I don't know how close or even relevant it is to like equating it to our like Pebble Beach type thing, but it's like going in that direction.
Yeah.
We're getting something like really grand, like along those lines. Like it's awesome, honestly. Like it's, you could show someone like that course and then show them firefighters, and then like they'd probably be like, what is firefighters?
Yeah.
Why would I ever play this?
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. Like,
yeah. And it's the same thing with ball golf. You
Yeah.
have like the courses that you play that are like local public courses.
Yeah.
And then you go to like some crazy, like even if you go to like the Golden Bear and stuff like that, like in Traverse City, and you get
Yeah.
there, you're like, wait, what?
yeah, I didn't know. I knew of that, but I'd never been to a course that was like a sick, like obviously many levels above other like ball golf course. Like Sunnybrook was like a whatever course.
Yeah. Very
Sweet
much.
for disc golf because it's not something that we had. Something more wide open. You get carts, yada yada yada. Now it's a bunch of factory whatever nonsenses. But someone, I can't remember the guy's name. I think it was from Eagles Wings or whatever. I went to go do like a promo video for them, and I think it was called Blackhawk. It was like a 2-hour drive from my house in like the middle of fucking nothing. Like very similar to Pine Hills, I think.
Someone else was telling me about that.
Okay.
It's a private course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the PGA Tour goes there every now and then or something. And
you have to, in order to play a casual round at that course, to go and just play a casual round, your PDGA number has to start single digit.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can get on for a casual round.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Or you can play a tournament there.
Yeah.
But like if you're like 10,000 whatever, you can't.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you have to be like 5,078, 5,704.
Yeah.
You can go and play a casual round.
Yeah. So I got to play disc golf there,
Yeah.
which is fucking sweet. And I got to play with like a couple of the guys that were like the guys who invited me, the couple of guys that were a part of it. I got to meet like the coordinator for that land. I don't remember what his name is. But everyone was super fucking cool. And this was me experiencing like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Like this is what it can be. And it was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Like, I don't know. It was one of the cool, like, I think it was 9 holes that they had set up that they were like messing around with this and that, whatever. And I don't like, I feel like it didn't turn into anything because I think it was the potential of having like disc golf out there or events, and everyone seemed like super pro for it, but I don't know, maybe like somewhere up the ladder, they were like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But it was one of the like coolest places I've been for like a golf course anything for disc golf, ball golf, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick.
It's frustrating to me when you go to places and then they just blow it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, the frustrating part is like for states every year we would go and play Whiskey Creek, and like that plot of land and the way that it is, like if you had someone out there that really knew what was going on, like you could make a fucking disgusting disc golf course out there. And instead it's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like weird shots. You know, it was put together by somebody that's like a disc golfer.
Yeah.
But not somebody that like knows what it could be. You know what I mean? Like you're building it based off of courses that you've played. Like, oh, this is like a whole
or your game or something.
Right.
Like,
instead of just being like, all right, let's just fucking make this into like something else.
Yeah. Kind of like make it into what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, or like move something forward with with that course.
Right.
You know, because there's like so many ups and downs. There's like rocky areas, there's steep hills, there's like rolling hills, there's like sand, there's all these different things. And it's a lot of like weird forehand shots up to a basket by some trees over and over. Like crank it up this hill, get it over these hills. Like it's a lot of like weird. And then you have like this beautiful hole that they got right.
Yeah.
Like I think like the last hole or the second to last hole or whatever it is like this big downhill that's like a turnover shot that like goes down and around. You just rip it and you just watch your disc fly. And it's just like, yeah, this is awesome. And there's a couple other ones. And then there's a whole bunch of holes where you're just like, what?
Yeah.
And like I'm just looking at the land when I was out there and I was like, dude, like this could be. And it's private owned, so you don't have to fuck around. The guy has a campsite there. They're like a huge like four-wheeling destination because of all the hills and all the shit and whatever it is. And then he figured like, oh, it might be good for business. Like I know that we get a lot of disc golfers up here because of Ludington. So he built the course and then they put states out there and whatever. And like you start off on this giant tee pad that you could park like 3 Hummers on and you throw to a hyzer on this like big like boulder built up elevated basket. And you're like, oh, this is going to be sweet. And then you throw the second shot and you're like, all right, this is good. And then you throw the third shot and you're like, okay. And then you move from there and you're just like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? You know, like, and then you're like, I can look to the side and be like, this would be epic. Or even like just combining these 2 holes would be amazing. And instead it's like, you throw this hyzer shot and then the road's out of bounds. There's all trees to the left. And you're like, all right. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, and it's a fair course and it's good. I mean, it's not a bad course by any stretch of the imagination, but
it could be so much better.
Yeah. There's like 3 holes that you like throw down the hill to the basket here, then throw up to the basket here, then throw down to the basket there. And it's like just this zigzag of, and you're just like, okay. Like, what if you threw, I don't know. I don't like to like double guess, like second guess people's things, but I just look at that and I'm like, man, if you really had someone out here that knew what the fuck was going on before you put in these holes, like I guarantee you could wander around this property and make like a fucking ridiculous 18.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. But that guy, the equipment they were talking about that dude having and like just knocking it out, like he's like, I would design a hole and they're like building it behind me. He's like, they have this thing that can like take down like 6-inch diameter trees and like crush boulders and everything, and they just like roll through and they're like, all right, here's the fairway. And he's just like,
what did you want done?
Where were we at?
Yeah. Well, I said to like remove this giant oak. This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead you're Bald Mountain and they're like, you can't use any power tools.
Yeah. You can't cut the grass.
Yeah. All those stumps,
This hole's the best.
They'll go away.
Wear and tear or erosion.
Break in.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but that course, like when I was looking at it, like the first thing you see is like the fucking tee pad, and you're like, this is gonna be sweet.
Yeah, dude, it was amazing. It was like one of the most things. Again, I was just so happy by. It was just giant fucking tee pads. Yeah. Because why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not have the?
Why does it have to be so tiny?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be tiny. It can be this.
Yeah. I know it's budgets and stuff, and I'm not. I always appreciate everything everybody does for courses that we get to play. But I just thought it was hilarious because like I played on those shitty rubber mats at Star over and over again, and then they're like, they're putting in concrete tee pads, and I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
And there's like, they put in concrete tee pads, and I was like, sweet. And then I went there and I was like, why did they put in these concrete tee pads? I was like, did someone like pick up the mat and be like, let's make this out of concrete?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's literally like 2 pieces of a sidewalk.
Yeah. It's not useless, but it's pretty close.
It's like, it's an obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of being like a launching pad, it's like an obstacle because you have to like time your like step to get up onto it and like.
Yeah. You're the only time you're on the tee pad is you're planting.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like not even wide enough to really do like a full X step on the tee-pad. You're like, I hope my foot doesn't come off. Like, I'm still thinking when I'm throwing on that tee-pad, like, I don't want to blow out an ankle. Because I'm like, if I step on the edge of this tee-pad, am I going to roll my ankle as I'm throwing? You know, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's terrible. So, good job. Dude, that course is amazing. And maybe, I don't know what it's going to take to get out there, but it would be sick.
Yeah.
I wonder how far it is. I'll have to look up tonight.
I don't know. It's totally a traversable distance.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially if you had a bunch of dudes in a car smelling beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Imagine the smell of that car on the way home.
No thanks.
Awful.
No. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
You'll fart too much.
No. I'm good on road trips.
Yeah.
I'm not too bad. But yeah, I watched that. I was like super excited. I didn't watch the whole thing. Gabby came home and then I just shut it off because she's been forced to watch a lot of disc golf lately. So I've been trying to be respectful of her desire to also lay in bed and not have to watch disc golf.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll watch. I think I've watched most of it. I'll probably watch the end of it tonight. I was watching Jomez's like highlight reels and whatever, and when what was it? Ricky won the Preserve and they did his highlights. It was just they showed every single putt he made in like the last round.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I was just like, and this shot, and then this shot, and then Ricky putt, Ricky putt, Ricky putt, Ricky putt, Ricky putt, and then like, let's go every single time, whatever. It was great.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I hit to force the playoff my drive on 17 on the course that we played first and third.
Yes.
I was short of the ropes.
Okay.
Will was 3 feet from the basket.
Nice.
He threw this fucking epic like hyzer flip with the nuke. It just went out, went straight, cut back, and was literally like almost under the basket.
Amazing.
So I did what I do and just threw it, and it went nowhere. And then I was like, fuck. So I had like a 50-footer up the hill, and I was standing there, and I was like, I'm not fucking losing. Like, because if I give up a stroke on 17, there's no way to make it up on 18.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to birdie. I mean, I might birdie 18, but like, I'm thinking like, we're probably just going to bowl.
It's less likely than 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was standing there, and I was like, I'm not missing this fucking putt.
Yeah.
So I just stood there, just like dialed into it, and I was like, I'm not fucking missing this putt, and just fucking like straddle putted, like boom, right up, like center change, just over the rim, fell in, and I was like,
perfect.
Fuck yeah! I was like,
that's
let's
sick.
Go. And then we went and tied on 18, and then played off all those holes. But that putt felt great.
Yeah,
that was like good. It was good to like.
I like that hole. Like for as simple as whatever it is, I like it a lot.
I like it because if you turn it over, you're on the green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good like risk to reward.
That's what I mean. It's simple. Like you the shot's this.
Yep.
So do it.
Yep.
That's it.
Just
you mess it up, it's there, or it's like left in some nonsense, something, whatever. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because first round I tried to do too much, and then I landed on the green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I actually landed to the right of the green. That's right. I got like a nice like slide. Like it came over and then hit flat and actually like didn't dig in. It just slid off the green, and I was like, okay, cool. But Will was pretty good on that, so
that's sweet.
It was not too bad.
Yeah, I'm excited to go back out there. I'm excited to go throw. So hopefully tomorrow works out for some mott or something. That'd be dope.
I have like a bunch of balls in the air with all this real estate stuff.
Yeah,
it's intense.
I believe it.
It's a lot to juggle. I had like, dude, I'm on the golf course today, and I'm just like trying to keep up with all this shit because I have a bunch of stuff like all coming to a head.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of juggly dudes.
Yeah, it's like out on the golf course. I played like 6 holes, and I hadn't looked at my phone because I was like, I handled everything today. The next thing I have is at 7:00. But then like I picked up my phone, and like everybody and their brother was like, hey, what about this? What blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay.
Yep.
This is what's going on now. So then I'm like texting, and then I had to call somebody and like whatever. I was like, hey man, I'm sorry. He's like, no, you're good. I was like, okay, because if I let all this go to the end of the day, it's not going to go well.
There'll be a lot.
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, and then one of my showings got canceled, and it was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sick. Nice. Anything else? You ready to wrap up?
I'm ready to wrap it up.
Dude, we're at 3 hours already? Yeah, just over 3 hours.
Happens.
Holy.
Yep. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have a special guest.
Yes.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, what?
What's today, Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. Next week, we might have to do Tuesday.
Oh.
Gabby and I leave for vacation on Wednesday.
Oh, shit.
Yes. I just thought of it today.
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Traverse City.
Oh, yeah.
We're leaving on Wednesday. We're coming back on Sunday.
Okay. That'll be cool.
So we're going to do some Traverse City action.
Nice.
It's going to be sweet.
Are you going to go to some breweries, wineries, anything up
We're
there?
going to hit up some winery action. We're going to do some stuff. We got some dinner plans. We're staying at a B&B with no TV.
Nice.
So that'll be sweet.
Yeah.
And, Yeah, we got a bunch of places that we want to hit. I'm going to replace the Cherry Republic stem glass that broke so we can go back to high fashion.
Yes.
And we'll go from there.
Maybe we'll get an extra one just in case
I don't know.
break.
I don't know.
I don't know. Find some glasses. I'm willing to pitch in.
Yeah.
So if there's like something extravagant there or something, I'm in. Whatever. Till next time.
Till next time.
Stay tuned.
Spin the kid.
Special guest.